Jésù.
Olóore ọ̀fẹ́.
Èmi á yìn bàbá, èmi á yìn bàbá.
Ọba tó gbé mi ládé. Èmi á yìn
We have come so far, and we are persistently on the move. We grow courageously, positively, and elegantly, for we are the compassionate ones. We love, we share, we give. We are the motivated ones. We care, we teach, we live as the stars in our skies, are radiantly colorful as we aspire. We are one as we celebrate our forefathers, our forthcoming generations, and celebrities in all industries. The beauty, the fashion, we share the news, upcoming events, talk shows, and we inspire ourselves every day and forever. All of us are gifts to each other, and we give a gift that keeps on giving kindness. We share the joy of love, happiness, and we live our lives as it's never ending. Your voice is our voice. We are all interwoven through nature. You are me and I am you. www.ogenebuki.com. Explode.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from any part of the world that you are watching me. How are you doing? How is my people doing from any part of the world? I hope I meet you well today. Let's continue. Can you hear me? If you can hear my voice on Facebook, let me know that you can hear my voice. I don't know what happened now. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Yes, yes. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear my voice. Okay. On IG, yes, yes, they can hear me. On Facebook, can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. I salute all my friends and family and fans all over the world that you're watching me. I know a lot of people are online today. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Okay, loud and clear. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. I'm going to quickly play that song and we will. Yes, like I was saying, if you have a song that you want me to play on this platform, just send it to me. You don't have to pay me a dime. I will promote you free of charge for now. But if you want me to play any of your songs on here, let me know. Okay? Let me know. It's something that we have to do for ourselves. We have to keep uplifting ourselves. So before I continue, I would like to introduce myself. I am your girl, Ogenebuki. Everybody know me as Ogenebuki, and you know the meaning of organic booking means God's blessing, which means that all of us are blessings to each other. We are all blessings to each other. We have to bless ourselves. We have to support ourselves. We have to uplift ourselves. I choose that name because I feel like in this world that we live today, we have to be there for ourselves. What is there? What again can we do than for us to help ourselves, than for us to uplift ourselves? And today is our Saturday dose that we do every Saturday at 12 o'clock. Even though I came in a little bit late, I've always have this technical issue that not every Saturday, every other day, my network is fluctuating. And I have called, Xfinity, and for some reason, I keep getting this. And I just upgraded my internet to 400 Mbps. And I don't know. I was at 100. Now I'm at 400, and I don't know why it's still acting crazy. So we're going to sort that out later on. Maybe I'm going to probably jump on them and do something. But, welcome again. And we are going to go ahead and play this praise song. Emi Ayin Baba is a praise song, Season of Praise by Omoba Eledua. She's a friend of mine, and she gave me the right to this music to play on the show all the time. So if you want me to play your song, if you want me to promote you, just hit me. Let's do something together. We are going to make ourselves mega superstar. So let's go ahead and do that.
Bega baba mi, bega baba, bega baba mi. Yesu olura pada, bega baba. Ta ló fẹ́ yìn baba o? Praise baba. Praise him. Come on. Praise him. Praise him. Praise him. Praise him. Praise him. Saxophone is Baba. Praise God. Oh yes. Talo fẹ́ Baba. I wanna praise Baba. Praise him. Praise him. Oh shit. Praise him. Praise him. Onígangan yìn bàbá mi. Ọlá lórí gangan. Fàlùjọ yìn bàbá mi. Ó ṣe óyá fàlùjọ yìn bàbá mi. Come on. Ta ló fẹ́ yìn bàbá o? I wanna praise bàbá. Óyá guitarist yìn bàbá mi. Ó ṣe. Èmi Ayin Baba, ìbà fọ́ba tó dé mi ládé. Èmi Ayin Baba, ìbà fọ́ba tó dé mi ládé. Èmi Ayin Baba. Ta ló fẹ́ yìn bàbá o? I wanna praise Baba. Let a living soul praise my King. Let the living souls praise my King. Oh, every living soul praise Baba. Every living soul. Ìwọ ni Baba tẹ̀mí kú Mama Salo. Baba mi, none like you. Baba told me, none like you. Jesus.
Àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ nìyẹn, ẹ bá mi pe àwọn èrò wọlé. Thank you, Mr. Yemi. I also have a sister. Now I can't pronounce your name, Miss Pond Beat, Abi. I think she's a makeup artist. I have Femi and some Mr. Femi and some dude on the line. How are you doing? I also have my sister all the way from Dallas, Texas. Olori Shade, how are you doing? How is Texas treating you? I hope it's not too hot over there. I also have Omo Yami 777. How are you? Also have my dear sister, my beautiful sister Obishe Sonwida. Hey, my person. I know you requested to come in, but we're just starting. So I'm gonna bring you back in again later on. Oluwaseun, the engineer one. Also, I have that. A lot of people that can't even mention your name. Thank you for joining today. You are really, really, really awesome. How are you doing, Mr. Yemi? I hope it's not too stressful. I know you were busy online yesterday, but today we're back on again. Kindly help me invite your friends and family. Let them know we are back here again. It is what it is. It's how we do it every Saturday. So on this show, we are going to be talking about why are people so desperately wicked. I picked this topic from a friend because yesterday I was online with a couple of people that was talking about why people are just wicked. Why did they choose to be wicked? Is it because of religion? Is it is it intentional? Is it just that the upbringing, and some other factors that you might think about? So today we are going to be talking about that. And I really, really want every one of you to join on board today. I want you guys to be part and parcel of this topic. If you can bring anybody in, just bring them in. Let them know. Let us talk about what can we do to eradicate or to stop wickedness among ourselves. What can we do to change people's mindset in regards to being wicked to each other? Do you think it's necessary for someone, maybe somebody that did that wronged you in the past? Do you think it's necessary for us to what's that English again? Láti gbẹ̀san, to do back, to do it can't even click in my brain. So is it necessary to do things that somebody have done to you? Is it necessary for you to just do what they did to you? I can't even pick that English. So I would love for you to come online to share your opinion, and so we can have people we can enlighten ourselves. We can have people to talk about it. I would love to bring people on board, but before I start that, I would love to play this song, continue to play this song till we have enough people online.
Ìwọ ni bàbá mi,
Not like you,
bàbá tèmi,
not like you,
bàbá tó ní mi, tó mọ̀ mi, tó dá mi, tó gbé mi.
not like you.
Jesus. Ayé bèrè, wọ́n ní ta lọ́lọ́run mi. Mo dá wọn lóhùn wípé já Jehovah. Ọlọ́run Dáníẹ́lì, ọba tó pẹ̀lú mi. Olùlànà níbi tọ́nà kò sí. Ó ṣe ká mi, mo rọ́hùn mú bọ̀. Ifátà tó ṣí, olùrọ̀rùn Ẹ́sítérì, Jesus. Ìwọ ni bàbá mi.
Mama said, oh,
Thank you, my beautiful sister. Yeah, is it necessary to revenge on what someone has done to you in the past? Is it necessary for you to revenge? That's the English. It just didn't click in my brain today. I don't know why. And I was online yesterday with my friends that we were talking about this particular topic. I was wondering, why is it that when somebody hurts you in the past, you have to revenge? Why can't you just move on? Why can't you just take a heel and just, forget about this person and say, you know what, I'm not doing this. I'm done. I'm going on. I'm moving forward. I'm not looking back at what that person must have done to me. Do you have to revenge? Thank you, my sister Obishe Sonwida. I love you. That's my sister. That's Bookie One in my church. I really, really, I really appreciate you. So, is it necessary for us to revenge, or do you think forgiveness is easy just like that? I really need your opinion. I want you guys to come back on board and just let's talk about this. A lot of people out there are doing talk shows and they are doing so many bad stuff to each other. What they do online is to either gossip or curse each other out. But on this platform here, I don't gossip. I don't curse people out. I don't fight. I feel like in the world that we had today, there are a lot of things happening. And what we need right now is encouragement, uplifting, helping. We need to help each other out in order for us to get to where we need to get to. If we have to do it, why not? Why can't we do it? If other people are doing bad, does not mean you too have to do the same thing they are doing. So we're going to continue playing this music. I really, really need enough people on board today in order for us to be able to do waiting. Ká lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ bó ṣe ń lọ.
Jésù mi, dádì mi. Ló jẹ́ sọ fáyé wípé mo rọ́mú, mo rọ́mú, mo rọ́mú, mo rọ́mú, mo rọ́mú, mo rọ́mú, mo rọ́mú bọ̀ bí mo gbé bàbá. Mo rọ́mú, mo rọ́mú, mo rọ́mú, mo rọ́mú, mo rọ́mú, mo rọ́mú, mo rọ́mú bọ̀ bí mo gbé bàbá. Ọ̀dọ̀ bá ni mo wà. Tó bí arọ. Tó Olódùmarè. Tó bàbá mi. Tó ọlá. Tó ọlá. Ọ̀dọ̀ rẹ ni mo wà o. Ọ̀dọ̀ rẹ ni mo gbé. Ọ̀dọ̀ rẹ ni mo ti ń mí. Ọ̀dọ̀ rẹ ni mo ti ń fọ̀. Bàbá ni bàbá mi o. Bàbá ni bàbá mi o. Bàbá ni bàbá mi. Bàbá ni bàbá tèmi o. Ó ṣé bàbá ó ṣé. Ó ṣé bàbá ó ṣé. Ó ṣé Jésù. Ó ṣé bàbá ó ṣé. Ó ṣé bàbá ó ṣé. Òun mo gbé mi Ẹlẹ́dùà tèmi ẹ̀mí o. Ó yẹ mi yéké. Òun mo gbé mi àtóbi jù tèmi ẹ̀mí. Òun mo gbé mi Ẹlẹ́dùà tèmi ẹ̀mí o. Ó yẹ mi yéké. Òun mo gbé mi àtóbi jù tèmi ẹ̀mí. Òun mo gbé mi Ẹlẹ́dùà tèmi ẹ̀mí o. Ó yẹ mi yéké. Òun mo gbé mi àtóbi jù tèmi ẹ̀mí.
Like I mentioned to you that if you want me to play your song, if you have any album that you have made in the past, if you want me to play your song on this platform, I would definitely love to do that. That is a song by Omoba Eledua. She's a friend of mine. She's based in Houston, Texas. She's a gospel artist and she has done a lot of music. You can go to Eledua TV on YouTube and check her out. Even though she paid me for this, but sometimes I still have to do extra because that is how we can also help each other out. And if you want to check them out, you can check her out on www.eleduamusic.com. You'll be able to see more of what she does online. She is a beautiful, beautiful dancer. She dances a lot. I can't even do a little of what she does. I can't do it. And also, if you want me to advertise your business, come to me. On our Facebook, I have so much that I do on Facebook that I can't do on Instagram. And you all know we are limited to it. And I'm still in the process of getting more information. I think I'm going to be talking to social media specialists that know much of this, and they will be able to help me out. Whereby everything I'm posting on Facebook, I'll be able to post it on Instagram. So that way we will be able to do more of Instagram too. So I really, really wish if you have Facebook too, you can join us on Facebook, and you'll be able to do what you'll be able to do as much as we can. And it's so crazy that my network is acting funny. I'm not going to take much of our time, but let's quickly dive into the topic of today. Why are people so desperately wicked, and why do you think people always take revenge on what someone had done to them? Why do you think that when you are in a situation with other people and they hurt you so bad, do you think forgiveness is easy? And do you think forgetting what that person must have done to you in the past is easy? What do you think? I would love to bring people on board, and I would love to share this beautiful moments with my beautiful friends. I will see if I can bring Mr. Yemi on board. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna bring I don't know, maybe Miss Sister Oyinda would like to be here to talk. I don't know. I'm gonna invite her in and see if she will join, and also Mr. Yemi in. And if you want to be part of this show, just let me know. I just invite Mr. Yemi and also my beautiful sister Obishes Oyindamola. Let me know if you want to be here to talk about what is going on. The topic that we're sharing today is why are people so desperately wicked? I don't know what is going on with Facebook. My Facebook people, I am so desperately sorry because I don't know why my network is bad. But I guess at this point I've had it up to here. I'm gonna hand people on Facebook. Please kindly come on Instagram and join on Instagram. It's so crazy that it's just acting funny. So I'm gonna go ahead and hand Facebook and bring my people on Instagram. Just please come on Instagram. It's so driving me nuts at this point. So we're gonna hand it and call it a day. Mr. Yemi is unable to join. Let me see if I can bring some other people in. So I've requested for somebody. I requested for Z Joy. Please come on board. Let's talk about this topic. Do you think it's necessary for us to revenge when somebody do bad to you? Do you think it's necessary for us to welcome on board? Is that Z Joy? Hi, how are you doing today? Good. The topic that we're sharing on the program today is it why are people so desperately wicked? In the world that we live today, social media has exposed so many atrocities done by people, and I can tell you that um, with the fact that social media has exposed them, do you think it's very necessary for people to revenge when somebody do evil to you?
I don't think it's necessary to revenge because so many people are really doing bad these days. That's just the truth.
Right,
It's just that social media has made us to understand that this is the extent to which someone can go just to tarnish your image.
right.
Mr. Evie, for sharing that.
Welcome on board, Mr. Yemi. Thank you so much for joining my show for the first time. I always join your show. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate.
It was when I shared the live video.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yemi. See, this man, eh? Don't worry, I got you. I'm not going to say what I would do behind closed door. I got you. He always got me. Yeah. So please, to your friends, let me share it with your friends. Let's talk about this. Actually, before I go, Mr. Yemi actually brought this topic yesterday. And I thought about it. I said, you know what? Let's bring it on board again this afternoon to see how people will react, because we have a lot of wicked people. You see how I rolled my eyes? We have a lot of wicked people in the world that we live today. So you were saying something before Mr. Yemi came in.
Yes. I was trying to say that this wickedness has always been in existence. It's just that social media
Hmm.
People that don't know you, people that don't have any business to do with you, but because of anger, envy, I don't even know what to even call it. People just wake up one day and decided to be bad. That is how I see it.
Right. So before
Why?
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean,
Go ahead.
okay, so I just feel taking revenge, to me personally, I won't take revenge, but I will try to lock up areas which I know you could use negatively against me. You understand? Maybe I'll avoid your clique of friends. I will just avoid you if it's possible. But if it's somebody that I don't even know, somebody that I've not met, I just pray. But whatever you do, you just have to be praying. It's not easy. When people hate from left, center, and without no cause, it's just not easy. But
Right.
I won't revenge. I won't revenge.
Thank you so much. What's your name
Revenge.
again?
My name is Zainab Zayjoy.
Okay, are you from Nigeria or what part of the world are you talking with us?
I'm from Nigeria.
Don't
I live in
worry.
Nigeria.
After this show, I'm going to credit you. Just inbox me, send me your number and your network. Is that what they call it? Network? Your network, and I will credit you a little to appreciate you being on the show today. So,
It's one of the loyal.
I'm sorry, but that's just a little way to appreciate you joining. I know you guys are using, we pay every month over here, but in Nigeria, you have to pay every every minute. Trust me, you have to pay every minute, and I know it might be little to you, but just appreciate this little from me. Mr. Yemi, what do you have to say?
Yeah, appreciate you for coming, for letting me. Actually, for me, since I raised this topic, man, I feel like why people just wait till we get. I think most people have this revenge tactics. Every time that somebody does this to them, they want to take revenge. Talked about it yesterday, and it's an ongoing stuff that people just want to hurt other people. Let me use that word. Actually where we stay right now in the States, whereby just a little bit of argument, we just turn deadly, turn violence, and people don't want to retrieve that mindset of say, oh, let me, forgive this person. It's so hard, like I said, it's so hard for people to forgive nowadays.
Right.
Except few people, like it's a year. So they want to somebody has done something to me, it might be whatever year. They say, once I see the person, I'm going to take the pen, I'm going to hit the person, I'm going to do this to the person. And to me, that doesn't end violence, because it's begat another violence. She's not like, if you hurt that person might have a dad, might have a brother, a sister. In another way, she knows what I'm saying.
Right.
The other way, that person might hurt your own family too.
At the end of the day,
it doesn't, so the violence doesn't end there. Why don't we just, in our own mind, forgive that person and let it go? Most times, let go back, be gone, Why you have to take all harms or take us to hurt the other person?
right.
Violence would never stop. So for me, like what my sister said, I think people are just desperately wicked.
So why do you
Beyond
think
sometimes,
that? I have a question to both of
yeah,
you.
go ahead.
Why do you think that
Okay.
it's very difficult to forgive? It's very difficult to forget what someone had done to you in the past. I remember yesterday you were talking about when you first came into the country, you met this person that came to help you. But at the end of the day, the person did something very terrible to you, and it took you a while to let go because of how the person handled the matter. Why do you think it's very, very hard for people to just let go?
I think what I would see, I think is because it becomes personal. You know what I mean? Creative, my friend is there, sorry. It becomes most time it becomes so personal. That's why it's so hard for people to forgive the next person. I told them about my own situation whereby, the person did this to me. The reason why it took me a while to, forgive the person was it's just messed up with my own cycle. You know what I mean? I wasn't expecting it. So to me, it was like a rude shock to me.
Right.
So it's just, I was just every constant, I'm like, wow, this is how people, because I've never been, dealt with like that. I've not come across people like that back,
Right.
back in Nigeria. So this is the first thing that happened to me. So in my mindset, I'm like, I wish I could see this person. That's why I was always coming to my mind. But like I said, for me, I believe in, I believe in God. I'm a Christian at the same time. So for me, I feel like once you forgive, like I said, things that will come up your way, more blessing. I'm talking about myself actually.
Thank you for joining. I really
things that come up
appreciate you.
yourself, the blessings, the blessings that will come up to you will be to me. I've seen so many blessings there from that aspect of me forgiving that person. But let's say, in my mind, I hold it in my mind. A lot of things will not even, more blessing will not come to me. You know what I mean? Blessing will come, but it will be limited. Because I refuse to let that person go for me.
I want to quickly remind you, Mr. Yemi, that all this thing we're talking about is natural. We are human beings, and there's no way that when we are not dead, there's no way you will forget one evil thing someone did to you. It's very, very difficult for you to forget. But forgiveness is very, very important. You can forgive and not forget about it. Do you think those two words, forgiveness and forgetting, it's work together? What do you think about it?
To define it in a very layman's way, they should work hand in hand together. I mean, forgive and forget. But like natural human beings, it's very hard for us to forget. We could forgive but not forget. But this is what I tell people that don't really forget about issues. No matter what, if you don't forget, it's more like an occurrence. You're going to start remembering, and sometimes the devil could be so powerful in you that you remember and say, I forgive this person, but I still want to hurt the person. A situation that someone said, yeah, forgive the person, but every time you think about situation, you feel like you feel like taking revenge on that person. So it shows that you have not totally, forgiven that person. It was just partial forgiveness.
Right.
That's why I said most of the time, the normal procedure, and it's not easy. It's not easy for everybody. You need to forgive and forget, but it's so hard as we human beings on this earth, to really forget about what happened to us.
Okay.
That somebody did to you. Somebody close to you.
Mr. Yemi, thank you so much, Mr. Yemi. My brother, what's your name and where are you chatting with us?
My name is Honesty.
Okay. And you're Nigeria, Malaysia, Yankee here, Canada. Where are you? Huh?
I'm in Nigeria.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for joining. When you are done, please DM me your number and your network. I'm going to credit you a little I can afford for now to appreciate your time online today. What do you think about this topic? Some people are naturally wicked. Some people are brought up being wicked. And some people are just out of pain, out of enviness, they become wicked. What do you think about this topic? What do you feel about people being wicked to each other?
Okay, just like you just said, people are naturally wicked. People tend to be wicked growing up as a result of what they have passed through.
Mm-hmm.
People now come to a certain environment and learn to be wicked. In life, some people will not go out of their way to do something for you. And some will go out on their way, even tell themselves or deny themselves some things to make it happen for you.
Right.
I've had personal experiences where people have helped and turned their back on me.
So many times.
And that has not stopped me from being good. This thing all comes from the family. If a parent is naturally wicked, they will bring up their child to be wicked, either by their actions or inactions. I can remember vividly when I left home for service and I told my parents I won't be coming back again. The only thing my dad told me was, whenever you have the opportunity to help somebody. And it has actually helped me in life. And there are other things that he taught me about being kind. Understand? So I have a friend who came into Lagos for service. He came into Lagos because he had a graduate trainee job.
Okay.
He needed somewhere to squat. So I decided to assist him.
Bring him in.
Yeah, I don't know him from Adam. I knew him from a friend of mine because I was staying close to the branch where he would be doing his graduate training. So he stayed with me for 3 months. The young man was not doing anything at home, and I don't have any issue at that. But I came to realize that he's just wicked naturally.
Yeah, people are like that.
Even because we formed a clique of friends, everybody now tend to walk away from him. He's doing fine, can't deny that from him, and nobody's wishing him bad. But his type of person, his personality, is that he cannot lift a pin for you, even if you are dying.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you the simple thing that he did. He now got, after the 3 months, he now got an apartment in my estate. So we were doing a house party and my own fridge was occupied. And I said to him, please, let me get some things and come and put in your fridge. Since you bought a new fridge and you are not using it, I will be picking it up the next evening when the party starts. He said, no, I should not bring food items to his house. That is edible. I'm not supposed to bring it to his house.
And this is the person you actually helped for 3 months to stay in your house. Just imagine that.
So he now said, and I have to consider that it's edible, and I don't need to move it out. So I forgot about it. So one early morning, one of us, girlfriend came to spend the weekend. So over the night, around 2 a.m. or 4 a.m., the guy came to wake us up that because he's in his own flat, that his girlfriend has passed out.
What?
That his girlfriend has passed out. I mean, in our team, all our friends.
Wow.
So he was saying that his girlfriend has passed out. So we came into his own room, and we discovered that that's true. We tried to resuscitate her. It wasn't working. Over time, the girl came back and she was unconscious. So, because it was very early, there was no how to book Uber. We now said, okay, scrap my guy, the one that I assisted for 3 months.
Yeah.
Have a car because he bought a new car. The since he has a car, let's call him so that he can pick the girl up and drop us in the hospital.
Wow. Okay.
So we called him around that 4 or 2. I can't remember that, but it was just early. He said that he's not at home. In fact, that his car is not in the compound.
What? We
are telling him it's a life and death issue. Please come and assist us, this person, to the hospital. And that was the deal that broke the camel's back. And I now have to ex him. So that's life. You can't change it. The only thing you can do is to distance yourself from them so that they don't hurt you more.
Exactly.
And I don't hold any grudges against him because I've seen that is the way he was brought up, or he grew up to learn it from people around him, from his environment, because the environment is more powerful than what you know. So you want to forgive people who have wronged you, forgive them and move on. Don't remember it. It's not necessary. Because the more you remember it, the more you cause, what's it called, hatred. You have hatred for them, and you have bitterness for yourself.
Okay, I have a question that comes into my mind. I remember when I was growing up, in my on my streets, there is these people they call Oremeji. They are two friends, and they build house together in the same compound. As a matter of fact, together in the same compound, and they even marry almost the same time, and they start having babies almost the same time. But you know, these two friends were friends since they were they were children, and when the wives came in, a lot of things started happening. Remember, they built their house in the same compound. And at the end of the day, when this whole issue started happening, I want to move, I want to move, and they are regretting the fact that they were living in the same compound. I'm saying it was on my street. In a scenario like that, they started doing evil to each other. They started going to voodoo. They started doing all sort of crazy things that people can see clearly that this is the thing. What do you think they should have done in that process? Because now they were revenging. What do you think they should have done?
I think probably one person should have one person should have sacrificed and leave that environment, because
The house they build by themselves.
Yes, if you build a house by yourself and the house somehow wants to take your life, won't you find a way to hide your head first? Because life comes first. If you secure your life, then you can talk about your house. Anybody that built a house can also build another house over time. But if you are in that situation, it will be very hard to decide. So it will now come handy.
Good evening.
By the
Welcome on board. You can come back again. Thank you.
So it now depends.
Can you end it? Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that.
It's happy here. You could be ABCD.
Okay.
Okay. Now, it now depends on the ladies involved to advise their husband or so that we can take this lane or we can take this lane to save life. Right. The property, you can put somebody in that place and the person will be paying you rent. Then you will use that rent and be paying in other place that you can't live because of your life, unless you don't like your life.
Okay, Mr. Yemi, what do you think about that? Yeah, Mr. Yemi, what do you think about that scenario?
You talking about forgive and forget, or just?
I'm talking about a scenario where you have a best friend, you build up together in the same compound. They grow up, they start getting married, and they start having children together. So what do you think about scenario when they started having problems and it becomes to the point that they were revenging on themselves?
I don't think that's not a good. I think that's a good thing.
How you doing, my brother? Yeah. So, what do you think? Do you think why? Okay. What if the person does not have? There's so much noise on the background.
I'll come back on.
Okay. Can you end it? Okay. Please come back. Thank you so much. So, in a situation where they have wives, they have children. At this point, the other one did not really have a good job anymore. He does not have money to find another place to get for himself. And the other one has money, but they are not in good terms anymore. So what do you think for the person that does not have money to do? Because the person is the one that wants to move on and say, okay, let me go get another place. But he doesn't have money. The wife does not have money. What do you think that should be done at that point?
Like I said, it depends on what was the issue, what really caused the whole raft between them. In that kind of situation, I would think since the other guy doesn't have money and and they don't have any To me, I think as some things can be shy away from, but for you to, for you not to have money and you don't know where to go. To me, I think there's a way you can see. One thing about this unforgiving spirit is about everything's about most times about the ego that we have.
Yeah.
Most times that's what I see. Most times like I will not go and I would why should I? You get what I'm saying? It should have been the one to come to me. You see what I'm saying? I can't go and meet him. Why should I forgive him? I'm this, I'm that. So it's the ego that comes to play most of the time when people don't really, apart from the issue that I'm saying, most of the time is because of our ego. We don't want to step go, we don't want to step down. But for me, this kind of situation, I think the guy that has no money, because already now you can't be at two houses at the same time. I want to go to the guy and apply or whatever and find out the issue, or if the issue is there, you should ask the guy to forgive him. There's a way can amend things. Trust me. The intonation, the way you talk to people, it goes a long way.
Right.
But I've not seen somebody that have a heart or whatever. I cannot even hear sorry. I've never seen that. Except you want to play the victim. That's what you like. I'm not going. I don't want to be the want to go and meet him and say I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. I'll advise you to go to the guy, talk issues out. Because it's about feeling. So that's why I tell you, feel it on both sides. Because now you want to move back. There's money for you to move back. It's like talk. So at that moment, I would say the person should go to that guy. Whatever issue they have, they can squash the bill in their own little way.
Okay, I want to use I would like to use the scenario of P Square as an example. These people were doing extremely well before they start getting married. And they were making money, they were making waves, they were doing beyond well as a twin. Now they got married. And after they got married, I don't really know the story, but I know I'm a woman and I know what we can do. So, what do you think in that scenario? They have made a lot of music together. At this point, I don't see them doing well like they used to do. Do you think that they should have done something else in terms of their wives, not to get in their businesses? Outside business, they can do wives at home, or they should have allowed their wives to damage what they have built over the years. It's more or less like the same scenario. What do you think, my brother?
Man, the issue with P Square, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I know I've seen so much articles and so much issues about them. I feel like to me, no matter what your part, because number one, they are twins. You see what I'm saying? That even makes it more complicated, that makes it more even difficult for them. And at the same time, it makes it more easy for them. They are twins, we can't forget that, right? So no matter what they have married, they have each other as a family. To me, they should have taken the case in a different fashion to me than letting their wives. To me, it's just more like that. Don't take it to them. Don't talk to this one. They should have gone too far with that issue of their, I know their wife had the issue with one of them. Well, they should have. To me, they should have called them. Know what I mean?
Mr. Yemi, do you know that one of the wives?
Yes, sir.
Hello, Mr. Yemi, can you hear me? Do you know one of the wives? One of the wives is older than one of the twins. She was the one that sponsored. Story had it that she's financially buoyant and she supported them during their music day. Are you aware?
Mr. Yemi, your network is bad though today. What's happening now? I want you to be here because I really, really cherish your opinion. Yeah, your network is rolling.
So you guys can hear me?
Yeah,
you guys can hear me.
We can hear you, but it's being in and out. But you can talk.
You can drop and come back.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
still buffering.
So it's so crazy. You know, this topic brought us from being wicked, being able to revenge, and then forgiveness, forgetting, and
People are
forgiving. But it's very difficult. As
people are
for me as a person, it's very difficult for me to. I'm trying to get Mr. Yemi back on.
okay.
Okay, so it's very difficult for me to forget. It's easy for me to forgive because what I see is that when I forgive somebody, in my heart, it's
Is
it's
it good now?
Better.
yeah, it's better now.
Okay.
It erased the pain that I have in me. When I have something going on in my life, maybe somebody hurt me so bad, I will be crying, I will be depressed, a lot of things will be going through my head, and at that moment, I just want the pain to go away. I don't want to be in a scenario whereby I'll be in so much pain that when I see that person, I'll almost break their head. You know what I mean? But
I think what causes that. I think what causes that is having to expect too much from people
oh yes,
that you've helped.
oh yes.
So now it is encouraging that whenever you are doing a good service to somebody, that you should not expect a payback. You shouldn't expect much from them, so that whenever they disappoint, it will come to you as a surprise. You understand? But when you have high expectation that this person I'm doing this thing for, somehow, somewhere, if you happen to get something that the person will help you do, and you ask the person to do it for you, and the person does not comfort to assist you or to do that thing for you or to go out of his way to pull a string for you, then you will feel bad. So the best thing is not to expect much from people. When you are helping them, you are just helping them out of your kind heart.
Yeah, so
And move on.
let me say this. I have been in a scenario whereby I was not expecting much because the way I see that person, I saw that person as somebody that's just coming up. So I'm not expecting anything from them. I've always been like that. But this is my situation. I just found myself in a place whereby this person, as time goes on, when I was in that person's life, I realized that the person was naturally wicked. But I didn't see that coming. What I saw was this fake face that they put on, and I realized that later on, I just see that one day we were talking. As a matter of fact, I was preparing for this show, and I had 2-3 clothes. I was telling my daughter and her that, okay, do you think I should wear this, or do you think I should wear this? Which one do you think? Then I was looking this way. The next thing I looked like this, and she was like this to me. I didn't, it came to me as a shock, and I was like, Shehi Musimilori ni. And he was like, no. And, the funniest thing is that it happened 1, 2, 3 times that I caught her. But despite that, I didn't take an offense in what she did. I overlook it and I move on. And I thank God that was what God is saying in blessing me. But by the time she will leave my place, there was so much things she did to me. To the point she said to my face, "Show John Jete for me, Lordy. Is it more than the food that you gave me while I was with you?" A year, almost 2 years. Show John Jete,
We
Lordy.
have some ungrateful beasts that
I'm
exist in
telling
this
you.
world. Ungrateful beasts. That they are
Sorry, I know we're talking about it. I wanted to just finish up this stuff. Sorry. To me, I think if their mom was to be alive today, I don't think that thing would go to this extent. That's what I wanted to say. That if their mom died, don't forget. So I think it will never go to this extent of them not talking to each other. Because to me, it's even uncalled for. What really brought about the whole issue with their it's uncalled for. So to me, if their mom was to be alive, I don't think it would go to this part whereby they can. And the funny thing about it, they stay in the same. You know what I mean? The same house, but different wings.
Exactly. I was saying the same thing. They stay in the same wings, but different wings, but the same compound.
Yeah,
the mom was the person.
We can't hear you. The line is breaking, Yemi.
Are you sure you can't hear me?
Stop using Comcast. Go and get better internet. We can't hear you.
Oh my God, Mr. Yemi, kilo de.
I just feel
Using shared
can you hear me?
Somebody Somebody says, Mr. Yemi, should I buy you a new phone?
And now, your family is sharing the same old spots. Comcast, go and buy better.
I'm not using Comcast though.
Your America is sharing your spots.
Oh my God. So my brother, thank you for joining. I really appreciate you. This is my very first.
How are you?
I'm fine. This is my very first talk show. I will bring people on board like this, and I really, really appreciate your time. Mr. Abesiti Abi.
Yes, okay.
Honest.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
okay. Okay.
the worst place in America. The worst city so far.
Oh my God.
You tell me, I'll come for you. I'll run away. I'll leave
The
this
worst
place.
city so far.
All right, I will be going now.
So,
Also, where are you?
okay,
Where are you?
please, everybody, I want to quickly say this to everybody that joined us online today. I really, really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. You guys mean so much to me. I can't do this talk show without all these 4 people
I love
online
your- I
and the
love your
rest
nip-
of
I love
people
your nipple
commenting. Mwah, I love you guys. So let's quickly go back to what we are talking about. We are talking about why are people so desperately wicked. Mr. Yemi said a lot, and Mr. Forget your name. I'm sorry. Mr. Innocent.
Honesty.
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 Innocent, honesty.
Honesty,
CBC
wow.
trouble.
I hope you live by your name. I hope you don't lie at all.
Yeah, I definitely live by my name.
Are you single? Uncle, are you single?
I'm single.
Chai,
Yeah,
there
many
are
girls
single
say that.
ladies on board today.
Angel, your mama don't come.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so like we're saying, we're talking about why are people so desperately wicked, and we have Mr. Honesty said so much about what people have done. Even a friend that he harbored in his house for 3 months, what they did to him. Mr. Yemi mentioned some things too, and some people are really commenting on board. A lot of people want to come online, I believe. Mr. Abe, what do you think about this scenario? And we have got to the
Well,
point
like-
we're talking about the P Square. They are twin, but they are separated because of maybe their wives, maybe because they are grown now. What do you think is actually going on in terms of
Between both of them?
forgiveness and forgetting whatever anybody did to you?
Let me get you right. Are you
Please,
talking
1
about
minute. I have to
Wait,
go
now?
now. 1 minute, please. I have to go now. I have other things to attend to. Thank
Okay.
you. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you for joining. I really appreciate you. Message me later on.
Bye.
Thank you. All right. So, Mr. Abe.
All right, I will do that.
Angel, send this bros a gift.
This man. Oh my God. So, what do you think about situation like that in regards to
Are you
people?
talking about like the P Square issue now? Or
No, we are merging
the whole
everything
topic
together.
in general?
Okay, think about it this way. People are wicked naturally. Why are people wicked? People are wicked in regards to some things maybe somebody did to them, or probably out of enviness.
I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm actually going to back that bros up, like what he said. Like, a lot of people are actually wicked because of their experiences. Some people have soft minds. You understand? But when people just come at them and show them pepper, you understand? They turn a new leaf totally. You
They
understand?
lock
Like, I've actually experienced that kind of stuff that I talk about, like having to bring people into his house and the person messed up, blah blah blah. I've experienced that before. In America here that I'm working, there used to be this girl that had a problem with an accommodation. She was staying with her boyfriend, so the guy threw her out. So I told her, I said, okay, I'm in 1-bedroom apartment. If you can manage in my living room, you understand, at least till you get your own apartment. You understand? So she's like, okay, thank you. Like, nobody will do that for anybody. I say, yeah, but no matter. As far as you're okay, just stay in the living room, at least for a while.
I can only see 2 people. What's going on? Who's the third person? I can only see you and
Yeah, it's just 3 of us.
Abetili.
It's just 3 of us. I'm
Just
trying
3
to
of us.
bring people in, but I've not got them yet.
Oh, okay. So I can't see. The last guy is still rolling. The last guy is still rolling.
I
That's what I was
swear
saying.
to God, we are connected on Xfinity. I swear to God. Do you know why?
I never.
Your internet only works well in the midnight. Why? When everybody is sleeping, when they're dozing.
my God. I tried to bring Angel in. I hope she will join us soon.
I don't know what's going on today for real. I don't know.
No, Mr. Abe, it's actually.
Go away. Good evening.
Hello, good afternoon from here.
Like I was saying, so she came to my house and she was staying there. Okay, the plan was she said she needed to find somewhere to stay so she would save money to get her own apartment. You understand? So I said, okay, just manage my living room for a few months. Don't pay. You understand? Just keep your money. Put it somewhere. If you don't reach, go and rent apartment.
Yeah.
Month 1, she no go. Month 2, she no go. Month 3, she no go. Month 4, she no go. I said, you don't care. Because me, I'm not always at home. Like, I'm always working. So she used to have a small dog. She used to have a dog. You understand? This guy will not walk her dog in the morning. So when me, I get to the house, I will see poop everywhere. You know dogs, and if you don't walk them, they will poop everywhere. They don't care.
And they splash things as well.
So, when I came, I would come inside, I would see these things. I would ask her, okay, what's up now? There's poop everywhere now. Did you walk this dog? She said, sorry, I walked him, blah, 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 blah. I can't control his blood. I said, okay.
What?
So there was a point.
Oh my God.
So when I got when I got really mad, when it was like when I was done, I just told her, see, I want you to go now, right? Like it's the 4th month. I expect you to have saved enough to get your own apartment. Please, I give you 2 weeks to 1 month.
Hang on. Did you? Sorry, I just want to ask you. Did you now come to that conclusion? Not because she has overstayed her welcome, but because she wasn't even taking care of your place.
Let's say it's 2 things. We agreed. Stay in my place so you can get your own apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Stay, don't pay any money. She told me, let me be giving you half payment of the rent. I said, I don't need it. And the reason why I didn't collect that money was because of this thing. She said, don't let me rest. Do you know why? I will tell you this later. Okay, so the plan was stay so you can save and get your own.
Yeah.
So she did not go. I still did not mind because me, I'm not always staying at home. I don't care. But the con we come vex me past and I say, dog said, call the poop join.
Yeah, so that just did it for you. You're like, okay, thank you.
So I'm like, okay, now you will not listen and you don't even want to get your own apartment. Okay, I'm done now. At least you have saved money. Please, can
Mr. Yemi,
get your own apartment? And guess what?
Sorry, I can't concentrate. Mr. Yemi.
What's wrong with Mr. Yemi's network today?
It's explaining on low, auntie, explaining. Bàbá ìkà ló ń lo hotspot yẹn.
Edrono. Xfinity ni mo ń lò, and they really messed me up. I'm not on Facebook today. What's going on?
All of you should clip Xfinity. It's the American Hotspot Network. Hotspot is hotspot.
Okay, it's like our own British. British this thing. Open this thing. We have the one that's open for everyone.
Anywhere you are, you can connect to Xfinity. Even in the bus, on the road.
I'm using connect. No. I do.
Sorry, I'm listening.
I'm pissed off. Oh my God,
Don't change the topic.
Auntie, if I can't change the topic, I'm a party on you. I'm a party on you. So, and I told her, I said, okay, it's time to go, okay? I don't do. Number one, because what I'm doing between the pay, I had the girl in the house. Because no way I could last people. I could not bring any girl to the house.
Oh my God.
Understand? It will be laughing. I'm not
No. Sorry about that.
Where the story is coming from.
Sorry about that.
Auntie, say you remember now. You understand where the story is coming from. Why he is in a complicated situation. Go on.
Right. Yes.
I get it.
No, it's plenty now. I could not allow people. I did not care. I chose to help her. Okay. So I left all. Mr. Emi just laughing. I'm not here to crack jokes. I'm here to be serious now.
Oh my God. Okay.
What is this so far in America? That's what you say.
I'm trying not to laugh.
Good evening, sorry.
Yes. So she got me.
Yeah.
So the dog was a factor. I could not allow people as well. Another one too. But I think two other ones. She's one people. One you can give you 1 month, right, to leave. All right. Please, you should have saved enough now because I told you that we want to be giving you rent. I said I really don't need the rent, please. I'm going to my hands off me, One day, I was in the house, but when you come and look on here, people, when new people start, they start working on you. If you know, so by in my own living room, me vex. Okay, Lordy. But she didn't want to record number constraint of me. But more pick the person was like, yeah, I'm from so. I said, bro, are you going to talk about like us staying here? Like, I'm really done. Okay.
Yeah.
But she back from the law here. He's like, in fact, under the law, you're not supposed to send me out. Under the law.
What?
That was exactly very
Oh my God.
I'm like, Sharon's was okay, no, but it's low, I'm sorry to bring you later, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. If I was collecting rent from this girl, she would use under the law for me.
Yeah, to
Oh
collect
my
your house.
God.
Those are the type that will get your property off you. To be honest, it is.
You understand? So
yeah.
Thank God I was going to ask her. I say under the law. Are you kidding me? Number one, your name is not in the lease.
Yeah.
Tenancy.
Number one. Number two, I'm not even collecting shit from you. You are escorting. You are not my roommate. You are escorting. So in fact,
But even Mr. Abe, under the law,
Yeah.
I will tell you one thing under the law. The fact that she's not on your list and you put her in to help her, even though if she's paying, you have
put me in
every.
trouble as well.
Thank you. You have every
even
right
if
to
she
give
pays,
her.
You still have right as long as she's not on the agreement. It's the tenancy agreement.
Exactly.
If you're renting.
Yeah.
And the deed that matters.
Yeah.
It's the name of the person.
No, that you're right. But she could tie me one way or the other. You know, there's law, there's emotions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know,
Of course.
there's emotions.
Of
You get what I'm
course,
talking about? Let's leave law out of this now. People who know us, our friends, you understand? People who know me be like, she won't go away. He's collecting money from her. Now, maybe she's paying. Why don't you want us to why you copying her?
Testimonies.
You're collecting money. Now, she's paying. You get what I'm talking about? But I chose not to collect. If ordinary internet fee, you know the pay, I did not collect it from her.
Oh wow.
My life, the most they bring for me, the most they bring for me, like the most I pay a month is just $20, 22, 23, because I'm not always at home. She's not paying that one. She let me be paying light. You're not paying. Go. You understand? So now I give her 1 month, right? When she told me that, I turned to wicked man or gas straight up. I said, in fact, that 1 month is too much. I give you 2 days. Okay, if you're not going 2 days, I beg. Guess what? Nobody, no bagger will tell me now I will come and stay. I will never agree.
I don't blame you.
You know,
Why they say good morning?
that's it. So, you know, some people are very soft minds, you understand? But
I want to say something,
like,
Mr. Abe. 1 second. I want to say thank you to everybody that joined. Mr. Mayegun _Asia is online. Miriam Adegoke. So many people, I can't mention your name. Thank you so much for joining. My people online say, do really appreciate you. We thank you. We are going to bring Mayegun in soon, but let's just quickly have my sister say something. Mr. Abe. My sister, what do you say about this particular scenario?
Yeah, the only thing I see there, look, stay in your Sambisa forest, Mr. Yemi, leave me this morning. This evening, stay in your Sambisa. See your phone. It's going. You still want to talk.
Connect your phone LTE, internet, your phone data.
I am talking to people with internet. Look, we are all clear.
I swear to God, he's lying. His internet only works at night. Some people are sleeping. Xfinity is American hotspot network.
I saw him online last night, but I had to sleep. Oh my God.
His internet is always
Love you too, Miriam.
When the daytime.
Hello, Miriam. Thank you so much for joining. Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
Yeah. That's my big bro. Welcome, bro.
Okay, my sister, what are you saying?
I'm saying is, I heard you guys when I came in. I listened when you guys were talking about was it P Square and his brother? I think that's when I joined.
Yeah.
But I didn't get the whole thing, and then I had to go down to read why are people desperately wicked.
Yeah. So we were talking about.
Why are people sick?
We're talking about being wicked, and we're talking about how people revenge on you after you have done good to them. And we're talking about why is it that two friends that grew up together, have houses beside each other, they fall apart after getting married, and that's when we start talking about P Square that were twins.
Yeah.
So we went from that part.
The thing is, we cannot really define the reason why people are wicked. People are wicked because they just want to be wicked, just like what Abe City just described, a situation
No, not you. Not you to that lady.
No, hold on. Let me land. I'm going somewhere. Give me a soft landing, bro. What I'm saying is, see, that's a classic definition of, you call the other person a wicked person. He's not being wicked here, even when he asked her to leave. But some people might define that as, how could you give somebody 1 month to leave my house if they don't know the story?
Right.
That's what I'm saying, Abby. I'm not against you. I'm just saying, I'm starting from there. The thing is, I have been in situations like that myself very many times, because my house used to be an open door. In fact, my house, sometimes you might just call my house like a homeless shelter, because if I meet a person on the streets and you are my color, I don't care who you are. I have house people who are stolen from me. I have house people who's done fraud in my house. I have house people who's even sent drugs to my house. I think I've spoken this before. So yes, it was intercepted, but because the post office person knew me personally, called me and said, I know you don't sell these things. You understand? Imagine if that thing was gotten and it came to my address. My name was on the lease of the house. This person's name wasn't there.
Wow.
They're not going to believe me, even if I try to explain.
Right.
So, to be honest, we cannot really define wickedness. It just comes from a place of, some people is out of jealousy. They're just jealous. Some people, they're just envious that if this person can be in this situation, they don't know that you've come a long way. You know, you meet some people in some certain position,
right,
and you just think they just arrived there like boom. This thing happened. I will still give you another example of this arriving. I took a friend to my cousin's house. My cousin lives here, just not far from me. I just said to her, oh, my cousin doesn't, she's not people person. Am I rolling?
Okay. Go ahead.
So yeah. So I took this friend of mine to go see my cousin. She's not people person, but if it's my friend, she will say, oh yeah, come, I know you, party girl, you love, crowd. So yeah, come with your people, come and have fun with me. We got to the house. I noticed my friend, after we left there, we got there, we had fun, we had, there was food, there was everything. I love cooking. I cooked, I did everything just to make sure everybody was fine. Then the next day, she came over to my place. Then she said to me, she said, how did your sister make money? I'm like, huh? What kind of question is that? Wow. She was like, her house is nice. She drives a very good car. I'm like, you get car on high, your high purchase, like finance. I said, she doesn't need to buy the car right away. She got it and she pays monthly for it. This is me now thinking she was trying to ask to, like climb the ladder herself. Right. But I noticed she was so obsessed with my sister that she had to look for my sister's boyfriend's number. This is somebody I took there. She looked for his number, I don't know how, and called the guy. There is nothing she didn't say. But thank the kind of people we are, the guy called me up and said, who is that girl? I was like, yeah, she's my friend. I met her and I brought her to you. He said, that girl, I think she'll poison you one day. What? This is what she said. Thank God he was a good uncle. He said to me, she'll poison you one day. You better start running. That she called me and she wasn't talking about you. She was talking about your sister. I was like, what did Jumai ever do to this girl? Nothing. Just by allowing her to come into the house. That was envy. She doesn't know that my sister has gone through, because it's her story to tell. I can't tell you guys, yeah? Right. She's gone through hell and back to get to where she is, that she met her. But out of envy now, she wanted to just, do whatever she wanted to do. To me, that is why I'll tell you, I can't define why people are wicked. I really can't tell you. It's just
that they are naturally wicked. The heart of man is desperately wicked. That's what the Bible said. And because it said that, it's confirmed that even God.
Mommy, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening, everybody. Even God in himself said in one part of the Bible and said he was so depressed. God was so depressed for creating human beings.
I think so.
I'm trying to bring him in, but I didn't see him. Let me find him. Okay, let me bring him.
He's here now.
Yeah. I'm bringing him in now. I sent a request to him. Hopefully he will join.
Yeah.
So like I was saying, is that my ego?
Yeah, I think so.
I can't even see. Who is
No,
there?
that's not my ego. Yeah, that's my ego. Yeah. Yeah, that's my ego. Why is he doing finger for us?
Ah, ọ̀rọ̀ finger yóò yé mi o. Fi Máyégún kílẹ̀ fi finger ṣe.
What?
Oh my God. Sorry about that. A call was coming in.
We can define your power, wickedness.
We
My
can
ego.
define it all.
Mi mọ̀ bóyá alẹ́ lẹ wà lọ́dọ̀ yín o ṣe wà.
Ẹwà àpọ̀jà rẹ̀ káàdé káàárọ̀. It's to 3.
Okay.
To 3 lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀.
Ṣé lọ́sàn-án àbí lálẹ́?
Ooru.
Chineke, ẹ ṣé gan. Thank you for joining.
Okay.
I really appreciate it. So my sister, go ahead before Mr. Abe comes
Princess,
in.
what's up with you?
I'm good, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is there's no definition to this thing. People just want to be wicked because they are wicked. That's it.
That's it.
To me, if you're wicked, you're wicked. If you're good, you're good. And don't do things because you expect anything back. Like, you know, earlier we were saying something and you said something, and then I think Brother Honesty was saying, don't expect things. Me, I don't do things to expect anything from no one. If I'm doing you a favor, to be honest, I'm doing it because I can. I'm not doing it because I want you to do it back, or I'm thinking, oh, the universe will bring it back to me. I already know that is my nature. It is my nature to love. It is my nature to give. It is in my nature to help. I just do it because that is my nature. It's got nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
And likewise, wickedness. It is in that person's nature to hate. It is in that person's nature to be wicked. They've chosen that path. It's a choice. You choose. There's always the good and the bad side of life.
Right.
You choose which way to go. Nobody's forcing you.
Right.
So to me, it's a thing of choice. You choose to hate or to love. It's all in front of you. Choose what you like. So I don't really,
Thank
I don't
you
know.
so
There's
much. I
to me,
really appreciate your time. Mr. Máyégún, thank you for joining. We are talking about why are people so desperately wicked? And one of the things that I noticed, the things that we have talked about, some people have come in and they left. They talk about, okay, people are wicked because they want to be. And a guy came in and said, oh, he harbored a guy in for 3 months. And for that guy to give back to them, it was so difficult. So, it's so crazy how this world is. Máyégún, what do you think? We mentioned something about the twin, the P Square. They were married. Before they were married, they were doing extremely well. All over the world loved them. And the moment they got married, everything scatter. And I think those happen out of wickedness. Because if they are not wicked, if something is not fishing, they should still be together to make good music. At least.
You can't justify what is happening at people's.
You don't know. Yeah, that's a private thing. Yeah.
Behind their closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't classify that as wickedness. They must have known where the shoe is pinning them on their foot. So, if I may come in my own little way of reasoning, wickedness is not something that's justifiable. We all have different reasons in life while we're living on this earth, and sometimes, things that happens around you might want to make you have a negative mind towards people, due to one reason or the other. But that still doesn't justify it for being wicked. Like Princess said earlier, that whoever is good is good, whoever is bad is bad.
It's bad.
No matter what the gravity of the offense that is being committed against you, my definition is there's no dictionary for wickedness.
Okay, let me quickly ask you, sir. Let me ask you.
If you're good. If you're bad, you're bad. And like you make reference to the Bible, even the Bible was still the same holy book that don't use evil to pay evil.
Evil, yes.
But some people, they have crossed their hearts whereby they don't want if common fly, even a common fly cannot lay on them, they are ready to kill anything. So wickedness, a man with wicked soul just have that total wickedness in them. And the heart of a man, like the Bible still says,
deeply
that is evil.
Deeply.
So
He says it's deeply.
The Bible, the word of God, God has created us, and the heart of a man is always full of evil every day. So it is now left for you which one you want to choose out of the book of life. So if you want to be wicked because people have done wicked to you, it is your choice. If you don't want to pay back in revenge, it is your choice. But to me, there is no justification for wickedness.
So, Mr. Abe, I have a question I would like to ask you.
If we all say, oh, because somebody has done something bad to me before, I need to pay.
Network.
Hey, wait. Give me a second.
Miss Amy, are you affecting Mayagun's network?
Look at Princess. Look at you talking now. He's so vibrant this morning. What's going on, Princess?
Network is crazy today. Mr. Yemi, I could not broadcast on Facebook. Look,
that's why.
I couldn't broadcast on Facebook. It's so crazy. You see, I had to stop. I couldn't broadcast on Facebook because the network is so bad. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm recording it though. I'm going to post it later on. It's so crazy today. I don't know why it's like that. Mayegun, kilo shele. Eba mi be won ko release the network.
You need to remove him and bring him back on. Yeah, so he can come back on.
Yeah, it's true.
What about Mike? Am I good now?
You are good now.
Am I good?
No, you are okay. You've been stable for the past how many minutes now?
Yeah, you're good now. I'm gonna bring you.
Before you were actually rolling, and at the same time you were blurry. That was scary.
Yeah. So a friend of mine wants to come in, but we were talking to Mayegun. Let me bring a friend of mine. We'll bring Mayegun back in later on. Somebody, a friend of mine requested to come in, and I really appreciate him joining. He's an actor too. He lives right here in Chicago. Matthew, are you coming in? I just answered by, okay. I don't know. Let me see. Let me bring Mayegun.
Mr. Yemi, where have you gone? Oh, this network today is really bad.
It's crazy. I couldn't broadcast on Facebook. Okay, welcome back.
Even I'm shocked that mine is still even working because yesterday mine was horrible as well.
Wow. Let me see.
Oh, I think it's my network. I don't know. Suddenly I just saw it blurry.
The network today. I'm gonna call Xfinity. I'm gonna call them out.
I think it's
I think so. Yeah. I just figured that out. Like, I think it's IG. Seriously, it can't be everybody experiencing the same thing.
It could be.
Something not right.
It's so crazy. Yeah. So, like, Mayegun was saying something before the network.
Yeah. So, like, what I was saying earlier is, there is no justification for being wicked. Being wicked. We can't say, oh, because our government is wicked, that makes us all wicked as a Nigerian.
No.
Or because Fayemi was wicked towards me, then I need to be wicked as well. So there's no justification for it. Like Angel said earlier, you want to be good, you'll be a good person. There's no two ways to it. If you want to be wicked, you are just a wicked person. There are some people, they are not just happy because you are progressing in life. A man with a gold of heart, with a heart of gold, will never think evil to a fellow human being. So like the Bible makes reference that the heart of a man is always full of evil every day and night. God has created everything he created on earth for the goodness of men, for the good being of we living being. So it is now left for us which party we want to belong to.
Yeah. I want to say something right quick. Matthew, I will bring you in soon once we conclude on this discussion. Just give us a few minutes. And for those of you that are just joining, thank you so much. We really, really, really do appreciate it. Mr. Mayegun, continue. Thank you so much.
Where's the police escort coming from?
I don't know.
It's it's on my street. My window is open so you can hear all the noise.
Oh my God.
My house is not far from a police station, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's my destiny. Go on, sir.
No, I
you want to bring somebody. Yeah, she just wants. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah, I
listening.
told him that he just mentioned. He said, "Okay, thank you. I will bring him in later on." Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Mayegun. Mo ń gbọ́ yín sir. Gbogbo wa là ń gbọ́ yín sir.
For a day. No, I mean that is just my final notes on
I
that.
have a
mean,
quick question before you go, Mr. Mayegun. Ṣé mọ̀ wípé tí èèyàn bá ṣe nǹkan tí ò dá síyàn kò easy láti forget. But what about forgiveness? Àwọn míì máa ṣe evil sí èèyàn to the point that you can say, okay, I want to forgive this person. But what about, I want to forget about the things that they did. What about forgiveness? How easy it is for us to forgive?
Well, based on that, it is not something we can comprehend or blame anyone for. It depends on the gravity of the offense. And we are not, that is why we are human, we are different from God. I mean, it's easier to say, I forgive you. But does it come from the bottom of our hearts? That's what makes us different from God. We are all human. If you kill my child today, and I say, oh, I've forgiven you, what if my soul doesn't forgive you?
Oh my God.
I mean, sometimes we call ourselves, that's what I used to say to people. Being a pastor doesn't mean that you are a man of God.
Like
It's just a title.
title.
You are not God.
Thank you.
It's just a title. So I see a lot of our people, especially we Nigerians, our daddy Gio, our mommy in the Lord, our kineko in the Lord, our father in the Lord. Do you know if you are more righteous than all these people? We are not saying that you shouldn't give respect to your pastors, but don't take them as your first, second God. Don't see them as your God. Don't see them as your savior. On that righteous day, you might even make heaven before them. You never can know. But one thing I always tell people as a Christian is the heart of forgiveness. I mean, if you really go deeply in this life and in the Word of God,
Yeah.
even the Bible says the sin that doesn't have forgiveness is a sin whereby you commit 70 times 7 in one day. And is that possible?
It's not.
Keep forgiving.
God is the only, is the only Father who forgives us all our sins. Even if Mr. Yemi offend me, if the gravity of the offense is something I can forgive or forget, I already moved. That's it. But if it's not something that's not going to clear from my conscience, I will still be having those pains sometimes. I will still remember it because I'm human. We are all human. We have blood running in our veins. So sometimes, don't justify people. Don't make fast decisions of people. We are human beings.
Right.
That's what differentiates us. Even the so-called pastors that are preaching to you, some of them are even more wicked than us.
True.
That we are their followers. We're calling them our
Yeah.
we are their followers. I believe in the word of God. I respect men of God, but I never see them as second part of God.
No.
No.
I used to.
They're just like you
Let
and
me
I.
confess here. I used to take them as not God, but I used to see them as I always have this expectation for them. But when they nígbà tí wọ́n disappoint in life,
all of them are not the same.
oh my
No,
God.
seriously. No, everybody's not the same. Mr. Mayegun, I understand what you were saying earlier, and you know what? The thing is, this forgiveness thing, different strokes for different folks. Look, some people, you do something just now, they forget, they forgive, whatever. I would say from my own personal points, I don't easily forget, but I forgive easily. I don't know why. For some reason, I don't hold grudge. It's not possible. I have tried to. It does not work for me. But you see, forgetting, I don't forget. I will always see that person and still remember what they've done. But you see that hate, that place of, there's a thing in therapy that they'll tell you, if that thing still makes you feel the same, like if the thing makes you cry, that means you've not healed yet. Until you talk about that thing and you don't feel that pain anymore, there's this kind of, like when you're in love, there's butterflies in your stomach when you see somebody.
Right.
Until the day that thing stops, that butterfly, you don't get it anymore, then this thing is over.
It's over. Yes.
That is how I. That is how I define my unforgiveness. Like, until I see you, I do see you. Yeah, I know you've done something, but I don't see you with a mind of hatred.
Right.
I still look at you. We're all human. We're bound to, err. You know, we all make mistakes.
Right.
But that doesn't mean I'm going to put you in that place of hatred. So this is when you place somebody in a place of hatred, that means you haven't forgiven at all. But it is different. Like Mayogu said, he said, if you kill my child, that is a hard one. It doesn't matter who that person is, whether your brother, your sister, it is hard.
Very difficult. Yeah.
You can't say, okay, you've killed my child, now let's go to the police station and I'm begging for you, please release them. No, the law has to do what the law has to do, even though you've forgiven. So yeah.
But to me, I think to me, what, like I said, I know, majority of people can't really, forgive and forget at the same time. But like I always say, once you can forgive and you don't forget, like I said, most of the time, once you don't, forget, it always occurs. That means it comes back. Just like you said, Princess, it's you don't actually forget the issue that happened. But some people, it might call as a recurrence to hold that person back. Because I see something like that here, whereby somebody just remember that this person did something bad to me. So yeah, that every time I want to see them, I want to really hold them. So that's why I said,
okay, it's just like, take for example, somebody.
Yeah.
That's the feeling. Sorry, that's the feeling I talked about. When you see them, you know that feeling, that gut feeling, that
that's
feeling
emotion.
of hate.
Yes.
If you still have that feeling, you haven't forgiven.
That's what I'm saying. I don't feel forgiving them.
You haven't.
That's what I'm trying to make. Mr. Bai, going to say something?
I mean, when we're talking about forgiveness, a rape victim, you can know what the question we're asking, they can tell you more. A rape victim can be a forgiver, but they can never forget that.
Never, possible.
It happened.
That's why you see the Western countries, they take rape case more seriously than a robbery case.
That's true, mommy. Yeah.
Because you have dealt with that person's emotions, you have dealt with their brain. It's an everlasting brain damage. So there's no way they can forgive you, but they can never forget. Is this somebody that armed robber came to their house and the wife and the children were killed in his presence?
Oh my
and you went to God and asked for forgiveness?
Auntie, take me out and bring Mommy Chidov in, please.
Okay.
Take me out and bring her in. Yeah, please. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I'm on the comment section. Yeah, I'm on the comment section. Yeah.
Angel, I will celebrate this one for you. Angel,
you know what?
I'm not good.
I don't know who she's talking about.
Sometimes,
okay, I'm gonna bring my friend in, the one that I was supposed to bring in before, and then I'll bring that person in later on. I hope Matthew is on board. Okay.
Hello, everyone.
So much noise. Is that coming from you? That's coming from you.
Are you in the barber shop?
No.
Can you remove the earpiece?
No one places that.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Perfect. It's the earpiece. Thank you so much for joining, Mr. Matthew. I don't know who. Okay, let me find somebody.
This topic you guys are talking about is it's a very interesting topic. Very, very interesting. You know?
Yes, we are talking about wickedness.
As I was listening to, yes. Mm-hmm.
We're talking about wickedness. We're talking about forgiveness and forgetting. Is it easy? Hello. Welcome on board. Thank you for joining.
Hi, how are you?
We're fine.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
As I was listening to you guys, and you know, when you were airing out your different views on how you understand forgiveness and forget.
Mommy, good afternoon, man.
Hi.
Fine, thank you.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So I'm just saying that it's very interesting because forgiveness and forgetting, they go along together very well. And one of the things that I always at least tell most of my friends is that there's no way you can forget something negatively impacted your life.
Right.
As long as the memory is there and it's not wiped off, you would always remember. And it's okay to hurt from the incident or whatever that situation was. It's okay to hurt from it. But the biggest thing is the actions that you take after you're feeling that pain. The example you gave of someone being raped. If you happen to see the person that committed that violent act, you would always remember that moment when it was happening. But the question now becomes, how strong are you to say, I'm not going to react on this impulse that I'm feeling right now? Because I know of people that have, you do something for them, you care for them, you don't hear about anything from them for maybe 10 years. And then all of a sudden they feel the need to take revenge after 10 years. And this thing happened 10 years ago, why are you taking revenge now? It's because as much as the person tried to forgive, they never let go of that incident, in the sense that, oh, I've forgotten about it because I haven't seen that person. And the moment you see the person, it's like everything just floods back in again. Like as if it happened yesterday. Like as if it happened yesterday. And then you react. Within that instant, you can destroy so many things. One of the things my father told me before I left Nigeria was that anger is like a spurt of brief madness. It only takes the strong to control it. Not everybody can. I grew up understanding that my anger is my most precious emotion. I don't give anybody access to my anger. If I'm angry at you, that means I actually care about you.
Oh, wow.
I tell people that.
Really?
There's nothing you can do. Yes, if I'm angry at you, that means I actually care. If I don't care about you, I don't care what your opinions are about me, there's nothing you can do or say to me that hurt me. But if I'm showing that I'm angry about a situation, that means that I'm actually showing that I care about what you feel, what your opinions are, and things like that. So it goes hand in hand. Forgiving people might be easy, but the forgetting part, that's where the challenge really is, you know?
Thank you, Matthew.
And it takes
Mommy,
the grace of God. It takes the grace of God.
Yeah, it does take the grace of God. Thank you, Matthew. Mommy, what do you think about this topic? Go ahead, man.
Actually, I think sometimes this is what he said. I'm going to buttress on that a little bit. What he said about anger that I'm really going to channel, and anger is a secondary emotion. When we are angry, for example, if I walk up to you and slap you, it's not my action of slapping you, because anybody else can slap you. The thing that triggers you to be angry is the disrespect, which is the first emotion. So when we come in a place of hurt and you go, I'm not going to forgive. I deal with rape victims all the time because of my profession. When rape victims, like someone rightfully pointed out, so I have been raped and I am so angry, I cannot forgive. They teach them to learn to forgive. Because it's very hard to forgive, however, there's echo. Something is echoing. What's going on? I can constantly hear the echo. Okay. Okay. When people fail to forgive, you're holding yourself hostage. If I offend you and I hurt you so bad, and you go, I have forgiven you, but I have not forgotten. And then you come from a place of hurt. Whenever you see me, you get angry for what I did to you. You are punishing yourself and holding yourself hostage. When you decide to forgive, you have to learn to forget. You do not forget. See, let's try to differentiate this. I'm not forgetting what you did to me, the act. But what I am trying to forget is how your stupid act made me feel. And I have to heal from that hurt. That is the only way I can make myself whole and then wholesome in forgiveness. I'm not forgiving you, but I have to come to that place where I know I'm comfortable, where I know I'm free where I know you are not renting a room on my head, bring somewhere because you've hurt me so much. That's what it's all about. So when we go, oh, forgiveness, when someone is hurt, they're not doing it for you because you're a wicked person. You have that wicked act. I'm not doing it for you. But I have to come to that place where I even have to forget what you did to me.
Okay, mommy, I want to ask you a question, ma.
Yes.
If you are in a situation whereby you had a friend that was living with
Yes.
you, and for some
Yes.
reason, during the process of or the time that you guys were staying together, the person did something bad and she moved out, and now she's
Yes.
out. She's not. You guys are not together anymore. But
Yes.
outside, she keep telling people evil things that you didn't even do. You don't even know about. She keep telling people
Yes.
evil things about you, and she was even taking or planning to revenge or to do evil things to you, and those information gets to you. What do you do in that scenario? Now you forgive.
Okay.
You will say, okay,
Yes.
I forgive that person, but
Yes.
you keep hearing
Okay.
information about that person. Oh, I'm gonna
Yes.
do this thing to this person. Oh, I'm gonna make sure she's down. She's not gonna be up and all that, all that. What will you do in that scenario?
Okay. I think most of us have been in that situation that you're talking about.
Right.
When someone continuously hurts, even after you go, I've forgiven you. You see, people like that, let me tell you what you do with them. Because when you want to step in their shoes and want to play the same game, they will beat you at the game because they're very ignorant and wicked people. You have to first you remove yourself from that situation, that position, and do not put yourself in a place of hurt anymore. Don't let them hurt you. You know, remember, I tell people sometimes they go, oh, you keep malice, or people say, hey, people keep malice with them. No. You have to draw a line and go, no, enough is enough. If someone maltreat you or mistreat you the first time, second time, you forgive them, and you put yourself in the line of hurt again. They did it to you again, shame on you. You are making yourself a doormat. Somebody have shown you who they are, and you forgive them the first time. So you're not going to be walking around going, oh, you're gossiping with my name. Cut them off your life. That's the only way you can keep your sanity. Nothing is worth your sanity. No friendship, no relationship. You try.
Mommy, you're so right. This is what I'm even practicing lately.
Yes. No,
That's what I'm doing too. Lately, that's what I've been doing.
Flush you away.
Look,
Yeah.
It doesn't. I tell people. I said sometimes people go, oh, like some of my friends will tell me, oh, this person is keeping malice with me. I go, they're not keeping malice with you. They've tried to tolerate you, and for your sanity, it doesn't mean you've not forgiven them. You have forgiven them, but that's what you're not trying to do. Put yourself in the same line of abuse. Because when you put yourself in that, someone does something to you, you forgive. They continuously gossip, talk about you, you forgive. Come on, who is the fool? What God are you playing? What Bible are you reading? Forgive and forget. Yeah, I have forgiven and forgotten. However, if you keep doing the same thing, I have to let you go because of my sanity.
Okay.
And I do not want to be punished here.
I want to direct this question to all of us. Okay, in such scenario that I just mentioned, and it happened that both of you guys are going to the same church. What would you do?
You go ahead.
Oh my goodness.
Let me not say anything because I don't want to blow this thing up. Go ahead and answer. Let me hear what
You guys are going to the same church. So what would you do? Mr. Matthew.
Oh, wow. I would have to sort of like, reiterate what Mommy just said earlier. I don't think it changes anything.
Thank you.
Maya Angelou says, one of her talks that I was watching the other day, she says, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them.
Yes.
Okay? Somebody has shown you this is the kind of person that I am. Don't doubt who they are. They've shown it to you already. Believe them. One of the things that I've always understood growing up is I trust you to be who you are. That's the philosophy that I live by. I trust you to be who you are. Once you show me that, that's what I go by. Right? It's not up to me to change my views on who you are. It's up to you to change how I see you. And until you do that, I have to accept you the way you've shown yourself to be. So if somebody has done something to me and then they go behind my back, still gossiping and all that stuff, I personally stay away from negative energy. Anything that is negative, I would stay away from it, right? That's not to say that I go about it in a very wrong way. One of the things that I believe is I don't like to burn bridges. I like to build them because I never know when I might need that person again. But I would rather, if I know that this is the kind of energy you're bringing towards me, I'll make my own path and follow another path. You know, if I have to see you on church every Sunday, it's not to say that I wouldn't say hi to you. Of course I would, right?
You will?
I will. Yoruba says, like, I know who you are. I will still say hi to you, right? If you choose to ignore me, which is fine, right? It doesn't take anything from me. It doesn't add anything to my life. Okay. But once I see that I've said hi first time, the second time, and you've ignored me both times, then I understand that this is who you are now. You don't want me to say hi to you. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how I relate with people. I've worked with you before, and you can tell the kind of person that I am.
Of course.
I'm very different, right?
So let me say this before we go on.
Let
me say this before we go on. I would like to introduce Matthew. He's an actor too. He acts movie. He's a great guy. He does beautiful things here in Chicago. It's just unfortunate that we only did one job together, but we're going to do more. I pray to God. So I just want to quickly say that to everybody, he's an actor too. He's a very, very great man. So go ahead.
Okay. So, and again, it's all about energy. I cannot. One of the things my dad always told me, because I have a really close relationship with my dad, is that we have such a short time to live here on this world. You might think 100 years is long. It's very short compared to the history of the world. It's a very short amount of time. So every minute that passes, you want to make sure that you're using it the most effective way, especially having yourself surrounded with positive energy.
Right.
When I was younger, I had a lot of friends. I'm talking about like 30 friends. But I realized that it's not that these people are wicked, but they didn't help improve me and I didn't help improve them. What was the point of what we had? I see them today and I say hi, but that doesn't mean I'm going to sit and we'll have a full-blown out conversation with you. They're not wicked people. I just realized that the people that I need to surround myself with, positive people that influence my life in a positive way, that help me grow, and I can reciprocate the exact same thing to them. So if that person goes to the same church as me, it doesn't change anything. I'll say hi to you. The moment you now ignore me once or twice, then I know that I've done my part. And you've shown me that this is a new person that you are, I'll completely avoid you.
Okay, thank you so much.
It doesn't affect my relationship with God. Yes, thank you.
Mr. Mayegun, what do you think if you happen to, the person hurts you, everybody knows that, hurts you so bad, to the point that, nǹkan tí Mayegun dì lẹ́ni ìṣe, èmi náà máa dì í, gbogbo nǹkan tó gbà ni mo máa fún, and you happen to be going to the same church. In that scenario, you found out that the person is saying such thing about you, which everybody can testify to. What will you do in that scenario?
Oh, well, that's a very good question. I mean, we all have boundaries to our lives, and sometimes as a Christian, we bring religion over our social lives and personal life at times. Don't let religion deceive you. Serving God is a different thing. Forgiving people is a different thing. Making a decision over your life is a different thing. I mean, I have found myself in a scenario before whereby I had a grudge with someone, with a church I attend here in Malaysia. And at the end of the day, like the Yoruba adage will say, Takpa Obashesho, Aman Kasurini. I mean, everybody cannot be your friend. You can't satisfy everyone. Even though you like give them honey and lick every day, they're still going to be, the ones that are still going to hold you as enemy are still going to hold you as enemy. Don't force yourself on people to satisfy them. I have gotten to this stage of life whereby the people I'm trying to sacrifice for, they are my greatest enemies.
Right.
So I am learning to be selfish. I mean, as I'm growing up, not being selfish or being wicked towards other people. Think about yourself first. Like my mother used to tell me, you are so easy to depend on people. You always believe in people so easy. But at the end of the day, I get stabbed at the end of the day. So what I'm trying to do now, once I discover that negative energy in you, I will throw you like a tissue paper in the bin. That's all.
So would you
There's
say?
no second chance for it.
So would you say what you just said? I practice the same thing, and I'm not going to lie on this live broadcast. When anybody do anything bad to me, or probably I found out who you are, that's it. I erased you. As a matter of fact, I don't want to come across you. Because of that, I
Not
will say
because
this,
you
ma,
hate them.
sir, ma.
I mean, you
You know
just
what I
don't give
did?
yourself peace.
What I did, I changed my church because of that. Because I want my communication with God to be straight. I don't want to be in church and I'll be upset and I will say I'm praying to God. I changed my church. I stopped going to places. I'm saying this is a confession on live program. I stopped going to that church. I raised them finally because it hurt me to the point that I know if this person have the chance, she will poison me or she will do evil things to me. So in order for me not to get in that scenario, I changed my church. I stopped going to that church. I find a church like that closer to my house, and I started going to that church. So in a scenario when you said that you throw that person in a bin, would you say you forgive that person, but you can't just forget?
My dear sister, forgiveness is a it's a different thing entirely. In order for you not to hurt yourself over and over, it is better to just avoid them. Because the more you're seeing them, the more you are interacting with them, you want your body and soul to forgive them. But your spirit keeps bringing the memories back. So in order for you to have peace, just throw them in the bin and that's it. Negative energy, throw them in the bin and move on. Sometimes, okay, maybe you want to say something.
No, go ahead and finish what you're saying. Because
Because sometimes when we see all this negative energy around us, they keep bringing back the old memory, and the old memory will still bring you back to your past. Okay, take for instance somebody that is a victim of a rape case. A pastor preached to you, you went for counseling and all of that. Can you forgive this person? Even you forgive them in your spirit, but that memory can never be forgotten. It can never be forgotten. Like I said earlier, the Western cultures, the Western countries that we're all trying to emulate, to learn their cultures, this is the more reason why they take, this kind of crime more seriously than a robbery. Because of that emotions, that trauma you implant in that person, it has to do with their it's an everlasting memory. It is an everlasting, there's no two ways to it. There's no way you can forgive such people that you ever forget it. Or somebody that has been, that they killed they killed his or family in front of him or her. How do you want them to feel for the rest of their life? And one pastor is coming to console me that I should forgive the thief and forget. Come on. We are not God. That is why we are human. We have this memory, different from me. That's why I see pastors, I see them like men of, I'm a man of God as well. So don't see yourself that you are more superior than me. Like the Bible says, we are all prophets. It all depends on the way we believe in whatever religion we serve in.
Yes.
We all have this tongue of request from God. It depends on how you are making your demands from God.
Right.
Whatever miracle any pastor wants to do to you or whatever slangs they want to speak to God, they can do. But your life still remains in your hand.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Call on your
Mayigo.
God, it answers you anytime, any day.
Thank you.
We
Mommy,
are
I
just
have a
being
question.
lazy. That is why we always go to the congregation and feel like, oh, it's only pastor that can do it.
No, it's
Whatever
not
you
only.
want to become is in your plan.
Yes.
Okay,
So that's that for now.
let me say I know you have a question. The forgiveness thing he's talking about real quick, and now I'll leave it alone. The forgiveness thing. Don't forget. Look, we're misconstruing that word forgiveness. When I say I'm not doing it for you that hurt me. I'm doing it to set myself free. That's the key thing you have to realize. I'm not forgiving you because what you did was right or to justify what you did to me or to make you whole. No, I am forgiving you because I want to be whole. I want my sanity. Just based on a rape thing. I am an attorney here in California, and I deal with rape victims. I deal with murderers. So I'm coming from a place of knowledge where when I talk about forgiveness, we're not saying forgive for the person that hurt you. We're not saying forgive for the person that raped you. We're saying forgive for your sanity to make you whole as a person.
Okay,
That's
mommy,
all
I have a question for you. This
Sister
question
Buki, in case you have any other guests you want to bring in, let me know.
okay, I will. I can. Okay. So, the question I want to ask you is a scenario that I know happened to a couple of people that I know. A pastor, quote unquote, man of God, prophet, and all that, happened to
God of man.
happened to duped, not only duped, almost raped this lady, and she decided, like, okay, I'm not going to bring this up because of the community that we live, Nigerians, so to say. Timbaso, they will say. Just because of that, she kept it to herself, and she didn't say it for so many years, and she kept away from those people. But at a point in time, she couldn't keep it, and she decided to speak up. And she called somebody that she's very close to, and she said, okay, this pastor, so to say, almost raped me at a point in time. I happened to help him to carry a bag to a place where he lived, because how we carry this pastor is a GO, so we have to help them. They walk and we go behind them. And then she helped the pastor in, and the pastor almost raped her after duping her. And the person that she was telling that story to said, okay, you have to speak up, because he's doing the same thing to other people in the church. Man of God. In this scenario, mommy, what do you think needs to be done? He's a man of God, a renowned man of God, so to say.
So-called man of God.
You asked me the. Let me say this. You see, we are very gullible. As Nigerians, moreover, women. It pains me to see a Nigerian woman worship a so-called man of God and disrespect her husband at home.
Thank you.
That's the first thing. I do not condone this. Another thing is this. A rapist is a rapist. Is a rapist whether he's wearing cheap clothing, whether he's wearing armored something clothing, whether he's whatever, baptized by God himself or his Jesus Christ. No one should be excused from anything because he's called so-called man of God. That woman, and let me say this, that woman that was hiding the truth from the other people, that refused to come forward and tell warn the others of this monster that they had in that church, should be punished for enabling him all these years to honor. Because if she had come up to go, look, this man did this to me, maybe the other innocent victims will not even be victims to start with, because they will be convicted before they become victims. And another reason why she probably didn't come forward, because nobody would believe her.
Yes.
Because of a myopic mindedness into believing that, you never say anything against the man of God.
As a matter of fact, mommy, when this lady spoke up and talked to that man, and the man was like, you know what, we have to bring this up. When the man started talking about it to other people, they say, no, that pastor cannot do it. No, he's a man of God. He's innocent.
That's also that's the reason why he probably didn't speak up. And knowing our country, Nigeria, if he was over here, she'd probably go tell the.
So this happened in Nigeria. Sorry,
this happened here.
In Nigeria.
This happened in America.
In the U.S.
Yes, I'm telling you.
In America.
Yes.
In the U.S.
This happened here in U.S.
I know that person.
Wait, and she did not go tell anybody. She was, you know what? There's something wrong with her, honestly. If she knew to tell, and it goes back to this thing that I said about people worshiping the wrong person.
Right.
Instead of the God they're supposed to worship, they worship these so-called men of God. Honest, that's the problem with Nigerian mentality, and we bring it over here too. It's not just in Nigeria.
It happened in
Because
America. I know the person
Yes.
personally, and not only that, money, not only that, the problem that I know she had was that she doesn't have her papers, so she was scared that if she starts speaking up, something
No.
they will,
Not here in America. Not here in America. They are not going to penalize you or something because, oh, look, if you report that as a crime, they will arrest him. I think what she's afraid of is what will people say? What will her community say?
Exactly.
That's what and it's very wrong. Many people she have put in harm's way because her not speaking up at the right time. That is very wrong. Please, if she's a friend, I'm glad she has spoken up now.
Yeah, she has spoken up now, and they are using that against her in so many ways, which she regretted for her speaking up. And I told her, I said, no,
Oh
look,
my God.
you don't regret anything. This is setting you free from the thing that this man did to you. At the end of the day, you are the one in pain. He's still sleeping around with other ladies. And you keep seeing this thing coming up to other ladies happening to them. How would you feel if this was your child?
That is very sad.
Let me start by saying this. I don't know where it is in the Bible, but I know my brother has quoted this to me before. It says that whoever puts his faith in man is foolish, but he who puts his faith in God is wise. What does that mean exactly? When he said it to me, he broke it down and said that a lot of times we forget the access we have to God. The direct access we have to him, we forget it.
Yes.
Just because somebody is standing on a pulpit and spewing out verses that is in the Bible that you can also read and spew, doesn't mean that person is connected to God. The most evil people have the most beautiful smiles. You'd be surprised what people can do.
Wow.
I believe personally that everyone is inherently wicked. It's the choices that we make that makes us different. Anybody has the ability to do something bad to somebody else. But it's the choices that we make that makes us different. That makes it, okay, this person is kind, this one is wicked. Those are the choices that we choose to make. In this particular situation of this pastor, for one, first of all, I'll blame the pastor for such an act. That's number one. Number two, I would also blame the lady for not speaking out immediately. Number three, I'll blame the congregation for even fathoming the fact that after what this man has done, and they've seen evidence to it, still believe that he's a man of God.
They're protecting a rapist.
Yeah.
I always say this. I personally, whatever church that I go to, sometimes I visit different churches and stuff like that. When people are preaching on people, I sit there and I listen to what they're saying. A lot of times, it falls under the line of prosperity preaching, which does not never sits well with me. Because with prosperity teaching, you're not growing. It's just them telling you the church needs more money. And when I see that, I know this is a church that I should not visit again.
Right.
Because it's not helping me grow. Now, when you see such an act, that supposedly man of God would do such a thing, you have to understand, for him to be that comfortable to do it, that's not his first time.
Excuse, I'm sorry, Mighty. I have to go. I have to go somewhere. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Okay.
Thank you so much, Mark. I really appreciate it.
Thanks so much. It was nice having you.
I'll follow you also. I just have
Thank you,
Mark.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
From iconic.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. You guys.
All right, man. It's nice.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, man.
So it's mind-boggling that you would still think, why would you even call yourself after you've done such an act? You still feel like you're still connected to God. Like how who is convincing who? Who is lying to who? That yes, I've done such an act, but yeah, like I still go on the pulpit and preach.
It's crazy.
Who's convinced? Who's fooling who?
The moment that thing happened, Mr. Matthew, the moment I found out about that. Thank you. Okay. Okay. The moment that thing happened, I saw that man. My mindset about him changed because I have seen scenarios like that You know, in the church, when you are sitting down, you're talking, the way the man of God reacts or act towards the female and the men, and I kind of psychologically saw it in that man. And when I saw that, and that thing happened to that lady, ah, the moment that thing happened, it changed my mindset towards that man. And after I left Houston, I've heard about stories like that about this man. Oh, they were calling. Yeah, they were calling me. How are you doing? I said, I'm fine. Oh, how is church? Oh, I don't go to that church. You don't know what happened. Then they start talking. It happened, and it's something that I know of. And I was like, oh my goodness. And he's still preaching around United States. See, Mayegun, do you see our Yoruba people? Do you see how we are damaging ourselves when we say, oh, me, if I can't want oh, because I don't want this to happen, and because of that?
Oh, I wouldn't say it's Yoruba of a thing. You see, one thing we call Renari and pay. I mean, we Nigerians, we're so full of ourselves when it comes to people that they call themselves men of God. Only God knows the ones that are chosen. And the ones that are chosen knows themselves. And those that they call themselves, we have seen that entitlement of pastor like the partner of God, like assistant Jesus. I've never seen where white people addresses themselves as men of God or pastors before.
Welcome,
so that entitlement of this man is a man of God. What is the definition of a man of God? So we always see them as somebody that is so superior. I mean, over the years I have lived in this Malaysia for the past 11 years, I've been going to African Community Church. After I left African Community, I'm staying with a local area. I mean, the state where I live now, you hardly find Africans around here. I attend the Chinese church. The way of their service, I'm telling you, you will even find it very hard to see this life in a different dimension. Their lifestyle is so straight and totally different. It is only in a church you will see dance around to offering, Kinekon offering, Kinekon offering, welfare offering, this nonsense offering. I said, come on, why are we extorting ourselves all in the name of I'm worshiping God? Tithe and offering. I mentioned give them names and keep extorting people for no reasons. This local church that I attend, they only collect only one payment, and it's not by force. It is not a must. They will give you an envelope and put it in there. Even the pastor, they don't even have your time. They have come to deliver their work, and that is it. But Nigerian pastors, we have seen them, we worship them like assistant Jesus. So that is why some of them are so full of themselves, whereby they see their congregations as their mugu. Look at what happened in Nigeria in one of our big churches in Nigeria. Oyedepo. I was following that story. Pastors, all because they are not bringing return back to church. What are we talking about?
It's crazy.
So sometimes we need to sit back as a human and go to your own drawing board yourself. What is the impact of this person you are even calling Daddy Gio, our father in the Lord? What is their role in your life? Are they attributing more success to your life? I am not campaigning against anybody, but whoever is really serving God, you will know that going to church is just like being with a congregation. It makes no difference in your life. You can be in the corner of your room. I love Yoruba preaching. I love Yoruba prayers. Only go to
Benny.
Only to back when we koko, you call him anywhere, even while driving, we have heard your voice. And anointing oil, anointing kineko. At the end of the day, does that signify you that you are a righteous person? I mean, we just want to be good to have a good soul. If you want to be wicked, it's going to still be wicked. Right. So we have seen wicked pastors now, and they even still their own believers. There was one pastor from Ghana or South Africa that killed his wife in the U.S.
Yes.
2 years ago.
Yes.
He shot his own wife.
Yes. It happens all the time. All the time.
This is not second time.
Mm-hmm.
And these are still the same people we entitle with God.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, in my own little experience, I don't believe in any man of God. I just look at you like, I mean, just like a normal being like me, you are just a servant, just deliver your words and go. That's it. I'm not part of those that will close after church. I want to go and see Pastor for waiting now. What's the word you're talking after the whole prayer?
Yes.
Sorry, my older brother, he's a pastor. And he's probably one of the only people that I actually respect. Other than the fact that he's my brother, as a pastor, I respect him because there was one thing he said to me once. He said, I don't need you to follow me or follow the words that I'm saying. Mm-hmm. He always tells me, you have the access that I have to God, you have the same access. Nobody's different from the next person. When it comes to pastors, one of the mistakes a lot of us make is because somebody speaks in tongues or can pray for hours on end, does not define their relationship with God. Has nothing to do with that. God is the one that sees the heart of man. A lot of times when we go to churches and there are pastors praying and are doing all these different things, we fall in the line of religion. What do I mean by religion? Religion essentially is just the way the minority controls the majority. That's how I see religion. But what I have with God is a relationship.
Right.
I don't deal with religion. I have a relationship with God.
Thank you, sir.
I can call him anytime I want. I can pray with him anytime I want.
Right.
Anywhere that I want. I don't depend on anybody to intercede for me. If Jesus, as he was the perfect example that we're all trying to follow, can wash the feet of his own disciples, yes, you see some men of God on the altar just sitting like as if they are
some men in cloak, you mean, not some men of God. Please, you guys, some men in cloak.
You know, Princess, I have to pin your comments. I pin your comments in the
thank you, ma'am.
I have to pin it because when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, oh my goodness.
And you see them and you feel like they're untouchable. It's a very unfortunate. Most of these churches that you go to, you see how these men live. But yet you have people in the same community, in the same building that don't have enough to put on their table.
What?
To eat. But yet you're driving, you're living, the life that you're living is just so...
Bro.
But that's what people are.
Bro, let me help you there. Let me help you what you're trying to explain. There's a simple story that my friend told me one day. I have suffered because I grew up in the church. My mom was a believer till she died. She was a Christian. I believe she's in heaven. That woman taught me everything I knew. But one time she fell into this organized, I would call it cult, not church anymore.
Right.
Because these people, they respected the pastor more than they respect anything anybody says. They don't care.
Right.
If the pastor says jump, they say how high. But my mother taught me differently. I'll tell you one thing one lady did, yeah? She's a lady, she's not a girl. She was having issues, right? She was saying delayed marriage and all that. I think women fall into that category a lot of times. She went to this pastor for prayer. And the reason why I know about it because she kept disturbing me. Oh, pray for me, sister. I'm like, I'm praying for you, but you need to pray for yourself. And then the next thing, she went to this pastor and said she needed prayers. Told him her problem and asked him to pray for her. He prayed and he told her she needed to fast. But in the fasting, he's going to help her fast as well. She said she's too busy, she can't fast, her job will not allow her, blah, blah, blah. He said, I can fast for you. That was a bizarre story I heard. The first time, when she was telling me, I felt like even I get to slap, like, wake up. The pastor said to her, he will fast for her. Anyway, I calmed down. I was listening to her. I said, okay, did he agree to fast for you? And how much was he asking? Because I was interested in the money part. He said, yeah, he said I should bring 150,000 naira. She said she was standing there with him. She had... Yeah, for fasting and prayer.
Oh my God.
And she was standing there with him. She said he said 150,000 naira. She said, okay. As she was standing there with him talking, She said she had 80,000 in her account. She transferred it straight to him and said to him, you know what? I will transfer the rest later when I get home. But because she was so desperate for this prayer, she now, on her way home, she called a friend of ours and said, listen, I need 70,000 naira. Could you give me? And that one said, yeah, come and get it. So she went and took the cash from her friend, decided not to even bring the pastor now, went back to the church to go to the pastor's house to go give him the money that, oh, you know what? We don't need to even wait. Let's start the fasting as in tomorrow, next tomorrow. Let's start the fasting. But pastor, don't see where this thing made me laugh was pastor told her that he's starting the fasting now. So on her way back to his house, she knocked and knocked. This man did not answer the door, probably because she didn't tell him. So she went back and then she texted him, Pastor, I have only cash on me. I've been knocking your door. You didn't answer. He said, oh, he was praying for other people. He said, in fact, you're fasting. I am starting in the morning. You know, like you start the fasting in the morning and after 3 days probably, as they agreed, he said, I'm starting your fasting in the morning. No food, nothing. So she decided to just let it go. She said, okay, I'll transfer the money for you. Probably go to the bank, put the money in my account and transfer it to you. That is easier for me. Then something happened. She didn't have the time. Pastor is starting fasting the next day, right? On the second day of the fast, now, she that said she couldn't fast actually joined pastor. She was trying her best to do, like, I think something to 12 and break half day because she's a busy person.
Oh my
So
God,
she decided, she said, you know what, I need to give this man, it was a weekend. She said, I need to give this man the money. You know, when I don't know if you're Nigerian, you understand this. When they catch you moving, when 419 hold you for job, you'll be running helter skelter. You won't listen to nobody. All your senses will just go. She decided to go back to the pastor's house to go give him the money herself. She was like, I can't go to the bank. Banks are closed. I need to go give this man money before I get tempted and, you know, the devil comes in and I eat the money or spend it. She went back. For some reason, his door was open. She entered. Pastor was eating. She said she has never seen that kind of food in her life. The rice was high like this on the plate with chicken.
He's doing reverse fasting. Reverse fasting.
She said, Pastor, is the fast, you said this fasting is like ongoing. Which one is this food you're eating? He said, my sister, you're supposed to be praying for yourself. God has already heard the one I did since morning.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You see,
this lady, I'm telling you about, she's married now with kids,
how gullible are we?
That was the day she washed her hand off those. Pastor, pray for me. Pastor, fast for me. She washed her hand off it.
Sorry, can I tell you guys this story real quickly? I went to Nigeria, I think about 5 years ago, and there was this lady that used to come to my dad's hall. My dad has like a really big hall where he, you know, rents out for parties and stuff. So sometimes we have service in those halls. So she came, and I've heard that she would normally come there, pray for dad and pray for the compound and all that. So I didn't think anything of it. So the first time I met her, we're all there, we're praying and praying and praying. So after the thing, my dad now introduced me, oh, these are my children from Chicago. This is my daughter from London. He was introducing us. Oh, okay. Oh, nice to meet you, ma. I was being very respectful. Then she said the most insane thing. And if not for the fact that I was raised not to
disrespect
to disrespect our elders, I had so much that I wanted to say to her that day.
Oh my God.
She said while she was praying, she saw in the spirit that one of our members needs help of 120,000. That if I want God to bless me, I have to give her that money. I held my hand like this to my side. My sister saw my hand. She just held my say,
okay.
Don't do anything to her. I just stood there and I let her finish talking. The spirit was carrying me in. I was listening to the spirit and this offer me pay. And me, I don't bite my tongue. If I know I am right, I would speak my mind. My sister was like pinching me not to talk. I said, sorry, Pastor Dela. If my blessings are tied to me blessing somebody else, then I don't want to serve that God. God loves a cheerful giver, but his blessings for you are not dependent on what you do for others. See me, or banning, because if somebody doesn't have, God will not bless a person because he doesn't have. She was like, no, it's not that. I said, and I went to my dad. I said, Daddy, the next time I see her, I'm going to have her arrested. And what's up? I explained everything to dad. I said, okay, man, Binu, just relax. Kiniko. But man, Binu, you want that me or Binu? But when people start to think you're stupid or believe that you're gullible, it's a different thing. In all honesty, if she had said, please, we need assistance in our church. Can you please help?
Different.
I would have come up with that money, Lodra said.
Okay,
but you
I
can't
have
tell me
something
that God
to say.
is to you. That my blessings is tight. No. God doesn't work that way.
Right.
My mama so and when people say that I go deaf,
Mr.
God
Yemi.
doesn't speak to me.
Yeah.
God does not need an application to talk to me. If he wants to talk to me, he talks to me directly.
I want spiritual commentators.
Mr. Yemi. Mr. Yemi.
I want witches and wizards.
Mr. Yemi. Mr. Yemi is something else. I'm done. You need to see what Mr. Yemi is posting on there.
They are going after you. Seriously, they are going after you.
I don't know. They always come. I'm used to it. I am very used to it.
Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ Mr. Yemi àti Mr. Abesiti? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan?
Mr. Yemi, do you want to fly? Have you left Ambisa Forest?
Somebody said our story is longer than Super Story.
Can you imagine?
Oh my God.
NTA Channel 5.
Oh my God. Anyway, I want to quickly say this.
Thank you for the compliment. I actually appreciate that.
I want to quickly say this. This thing happened to me. I went to Nigeria too, and my mom's pastor came to. This one is not a white garment pastor; it's a redeemed pastor. Came to my house to just for them to meet me, and I was sitting down there. And you know me, I'm a very vocal person, but you know the way we are all trained to respect our elders. The man was praying. I was looking, just in my own lane. And the next thing he came to me, he was like, the Holy Spirit told him that the church I go to is not good. Bear in mind, I go to a white garment church, and I'm very proud of it. And I was looking at him that I was born in this white garment church. I grew up in this white garment church. My mom chose to come to Redeem because my father passed away. Okay. How is that a bad church? And then he started saying all sort of things. I told him, I said, sir, with due respect, I will not say what is in my mouth. But I will say, next time, don't come back to this house until after I leave. Because what you are telling me is not what I'm hearing from God. If you are giving me a message, I believe our message should tally, because Holy Spirit is the same.
Yes.
Holy Spirit should not tell you one thing and Holy Spirit is telling me another thing. So if our message is not together, that means one of us is not hearing the right thing. So don't judge me based on the place I go to worship. Judge me based on what you see and what God is actually telling you. So now this takes me back to when my mother came to America, and I told her, I said, Mom, you are not going to redeem. You are not going to redeem.
Sorry, mommy, not be you. I think I have to stop reading the comment section. I want to really stop.
Sure, you understand. So I now said something like, you are not going to redeem while you are here. The reason is because the moment the redeem so-called, I'm sorry to call it out, the moment this pastor sees the church your daughter is going to and the church you're going to, there's going to be problem between me and you. So you are not going to redeem or this church while you are here. While you're here, it's either you don't go to church at all or you go to the church I go to, Chikena. And that's what I did. Now, so the reason why I brought that up is because let's not continue to allow these so-called men or women of God to make us feel like we are not worthy to be in the place where they are supposed, where they are. We are servants of God too.
Let's not put the blame solely on these people. They're human like us. Let's not put the blame solely on these people. Sometimes we're enablers ourselves. Because I had one time, I had a word of knowledge for somebody, which I am blessed with that gift. I can actually, get a word of knowledge, and I give it out when it comes, because it is not my gift. It's for me to give to another person. And this brother happened to just walk into me. He walked into the house, and I gave him word of knowledge, and it was exactly what he's been praying for. I've given you word of knowledge. I've told you I'll be praying with you. I've told you the directions to take and what to do to get there. This guy started calling me, Mama, Mommy. He's older than me. He's older than me, like 10 years older than me. The next morning, Mommy, are we going to pray tonight? Mommy, how much can I send to you? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? You want to send me money for what? What am I buying? So that's an enabler. I had to actually sit him down and say, Egbon, that's not how it goes. That word of knowledge came because God just gifted me to speak to you. Maybe I was the person to speak to. Anybody could have done that.
Anybody could have done
Anybody could have been your sister, your friend, even a random person on the street. But God chose me because you were just coming into my territory, and He chose me to give you the message. But please don't ever offer me money or offer me anything.
Don't mommy me.
The mommy part really scared me. It really scared me. So you see, if I was a greedy person and I started enjoying that mommy thing, and from there, he will bring other customers because I'll take it as business. But I'm not interested in that. God didn't give me this gift for that nonsense.
Okay, I want to say something.
Can I ask a question, please?
Sure.
I've heard that Nigeria is probably the number one country where they pray the most.
Absolutely.
Like when it comes to praying, Nigerians are top. Do you think that is a direct reflection of how the country is? Because one of the things that I understood is that a lot of people they want miracles, but they don't want the work that is tied to miracles.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that praying is a direct reflection of the condition of the country as it is today, at least within the Christian faith?
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is. I agree with you.
It is. It reflects. Even go to comment section. It's reflecting there. Everything in our country is reflected. Is there. Just go to comment section. You will see it. It is what it is. Our religion. You see, before you become a religious person, at least you know God, isn't it? That means you believe there's a God. And you believe in everything that God has spoken about. He says, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not this. You can't even keep 2 out of the commandments already, but you started to play God in people's lives just because somebody is sinning differently. And you see what is wrong with somebody, you wouldn't want to call them out on it because you're afraid people are going to hate you. And when it comes to God's word that I understand, He says, stand firm and do not be afraid of what man can do to you.
Absolutely.
I think you should be scared of what the Holy Spirit is going to do to you. Now, what man can do to you. I always stand on that. If I see the truth, I tell you. I've served under pastors. I have been a chorister all my life. I was in a Baptist church. I didn't start with all these Pentecostals. Right. I was in a Baptist church, and I was in Sunbeam. From Sunbeam, I went to Girls Auxiliary before I could become a Lydia. And if anyone knows about Baptist church, we are trained in, before you get baptized, you go to Bible school. In the church, you need to know your Bibles. You need to know how to recite things. So I was trained in all these things. But when I started seeing the difference, that, playing church, people play church. People even go to church and they know they have a caucus in church. And I hate that is why in my life I don't do caucus. Even in my normal everyday relationship, I don't do caucus. At work, I don't do it. At home, I don't do it. In church, I don't do it. That is Nigerian society. We've been brainwashed into this caucus thing. So the society is running on the rust. And the same people, do you think our presidents, our governors, and our secretaries and everybody, they come from some sort of religious background? If they're not Muslims, they're Christians. But still, they go up there. Why is the society the way it is? Why don't we ask ourselves, where are we coming from? Some people, they're not Christian or Muslim. Some people worship Shango or Ogun or something. At least you know there is a God. But still, we're not scared of this. What we do is we worship ourselves. We worship what people will say, how people see me. You're busy focusing on how people see you rather than doing the right thing.
Can I give you an example? There was a friend of mine that we used to go to church together. I haven't been to that church in a few years. And we started as regular members. At one point, I was a youth teacher in the church, and I was teaching youth. after a while, I just left because I felt like I wasn't being fed. For me, I believe if you're not growing in a church spiritually, that means you should leave, right?
Yeah.
But the next time that I visited, this is my friend. We talked like as if he became a deacon. So when I approached him, you know, the way he started talking to him, like, is this the same person that I used to know? Oh yeah, Baoni, sure, wow, okay. Guy, wait till you get. So it was later on that I found out he was a deacon. So I was like, congratulations on being a deacon. I was like,
You'll be all right, Josh.
God bless you. I'm like, I'm not saying you should go and drink with me. I'm just saying.
I know, right?
His attitude changed.
Wow.
So much so that I couldn't understand if it was the same person I was talking to. We were good friends. So I later on understood that, okay, sometimes when we have these titles, right?
Yeah.
It takes our mind from where we were to a completely different place.
I want to say something,
in most cases, we miss the point of the title itself.
Matthew,
Go ahead.
I want to say something right quick before you, I'm sorry to cut you short. I want to dedicate today to people that are celebrating their birthday on this platform today. Happy birthday to all of you. I just have you in mind. Happy birthday to all of you. May God grant you all your heart desires. Because I know somebody told me today happened to be her birthday. We appreciate you. We celebrate you. All of us on here on this platform. We celebrate you. Wish you long life and prosperity. Okay, you can go ahead now.
Amen.
I mean, that was just what I wanted to reflect on. I love. One thing I said is I'm not a religious person. I believe in relationships, right? I don't really see myself as, you know, what I have with God is I consider it a relationship.
Right.
So where I can reach out to Him anytime I want.
Right.
Sometimes I'll be driving on the highway. I'll just say, thank God, though. Many people left their house this morning with their car. But 15 minutes after they left their homes, they are dead. Mm-hmm. But you didn't say that was my own case. Your grace upon me is the reason why I'm still here. So sometimes I just do that. I do randomly. So almost throughout the course of the day, I'll do it. And that's what made me realize that a lot of times we tie in our faiths not to God directly, but to people that we see as our elders, so to speak. If I ever have to go to a pastor to pray on my behalf to God, then I've lost my position.
Why is Abesiti jealous of me like this? Abesiti, rest now, rest. Just rest. My brother, I can't even look at comment section anymore. Abesiti is all over the place. What did I do? Come, we will born twins. Maybe if I give you twins, run, you go do all right.
Oh my God, let me see. Mayegun, mo fẹ́ gbé yàn kan wọlé ẹjọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run.
Okay, sure.
Thank you very much. It's so crazy. Oh my God. Go ahead, Matthew.
They want to kill me. Auntie, you need to go and read your comments back.
I'm recording it, so obviously I would do that. I don't know who that person is.
Whose blood is high?
Yeah, it's me. They say my blood on the high. See me see wahala.
Josh, Pastor Josh.
Don't worry. The thing that she's drinking in her cup is cooling her blood. Don't worry.
Exactly, it's cooling it too, please.
Oh my God.
Do you want to join me? Instead of them to just say invite us instead.
Angel blood is high. Our blood is getting high. This is a parachute where you push for head there. This thing that scared me. I tell you.
Why they scare you? I decide to wear it. Make everybody vex.
My dog is scared himself.
Sorry.
He was asking me which auntie be that. We carry big parachute for head.
Oh my God.
say somebody that is coming on live with mask under his head. Like we have the infection. Please.
I don't want to give you infection.
He's worried about Instagram corona. You know,
I am not drinking water, Abe. I actually drink green tea. It's not water, but I like to, because we're talking, let me give you this. Just ask why. I'm always with fluid when I'm talking because my voice easily get cracked. I sang all through my life. and they cut something from my throat. So every time I'm talking for a long period of time, I have to be drinking something. I can't just stay without drinking anything. So that's why.
It's very
Alright, but
Does
important.
that answer your question?
So we're talking about church, right? Church and pastor.
We are talking about
Yes,
church.
so-
Well, we started from desperately being wicked, and we talk about forgiveness and forgetting, and now we're talking about church, about how church is affecting a lot of us, most of us.
I mean, you can't blame those pastors. You can blame the follower,
Yeah.
the people that follow them.
I said it earlier. I said we're enablers.
Yeah, the people that follow them. Because if you don't follow them, if you don't buy what they are selling, right? They will keep quiet. Church now, pastor have become God now. People are worshiping pastor. Ọlọ́run Adébóyè, Ọlọ́run Oyedepo. They are doing business. They are making money. There are people. These people are making money. You hear what this guy said? Oyedepo was saying that this organization.
Oh my God.
Not church, this organization. In this organization, but to fire when he fired those 1,000 pastors, he said in this organization, if you are not performing, so it's not church anymore.
Oh my goodness.
So it's
There are
organization
salespeople now. There are salespeople.
So I don't allow my family. I have pastor around me.
Mm-hmm.
I have pastor around me. They
Yeah.
can't come to me. Most of them, they will come to us. They will say, oh, you don't pay tithes. You don't do this. I never pay tithes in my life. And my life is good. I have a great life. I'm successful. I never pay tithes in my life.
But you do give to people.
I give to people, yeah.
That is the tithe. That is the
That's
tithe.
the tithe. My uncle, there's a pastor, is a pastor of gym. Three of them. Within pastor, right? So when I caution, when I tell them straight up, they don't ask me about tithe again. So one day they'll say, oh, when something happened, they say it's because you're not paying your tithe. I said, when I was paying tithe, the same thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
When I don't pay, the
Josh.
same thing happened.
Josh, let me interject with you. Let me interrupt you 1 minute, please. You see that tithe thing here that you just said? The first day is my experience in this UK. I was giving out money to different organizations like charity and whatever, yeah? I was giving out my money. That was my tithe. One time, somebody preached to me and said, you need to pay tithe. And they just promoted me at work. I decided to go pay tithe. It was, what's this covenant? What's church? What is it called?
Winners.
Winners, yeah. Winners Chapel. It just moved down near my workplace. I was working on a Sunday. I decided to play Christian that day. Till tomorrow, I still regret that action. Oh, I went to the church. I just got my wages. You know when they just pay your wages into your account, they're looking at your balance, it's looking nice. I just went. I withdrew £175 because I just started as a cashier, but they just promoted me, so my wages went up. So it just 10%, isn't it?
Right.
£175. I took it out of my account, put it on an envelope, went to church, left my job. I had 1 hour break from work. Decided to be the Christian girl, went to church instead. It was on a Sunday. I was working that Sunday. Got into the church, gave this tithe. My dear, after giving the tithe, do you know what happened to me a week later?
You love your
I am
job.
telling you, this is no joke. I lost my job. I lost my house. I lost everything. It is a very deep thing, I'm telling you. When that thing happened to me, do you know what? I did not blame nobody. You see, when God works with you, when you walk with God, you understand when He's trying to teach you a lesson.
Right.
I was like, I get it. I went to pay tithe because I thought that was how to respect you, God. I forgot what I'm supposed to do. There are people that are hungry. There are people that told me that I need 50 pounds, I need 10 pounds, I need 20 pounds. I didn't give. I went to give it to church. I am telling you, that's my lesson. I'm not joking about
You know what the Bible says about your experience that you just had? The Bible says that when you do for the least, this is what Jesus Christ said, when you do for the least of you are doing it in turn for me, meaning that you should help the poor more than anything else.
Right.
When the woman was pouring oil on Jesus' feet, And the disciples are saying, why are you wasting that good oil? We can sell it and give the money to the poor. Jesus Christ said, the poor is always going to be with you. Let her do what she's doing because to do that. What is all this saying? That people that are in need, people that are truly in need, are the ones you should focus on giving your money to.
Right.
You should be giving that aid. It doesn't. Look, can you see these mega churches?
I see, bro. This thing I just told you, that thing scared me for almost 8 years. It scared the hell out of me. I'm just getting over it now.
No, I'm not saying you shouldn't give to a church. That's exactly. I'm actually saying the opposite.
No, we're not on the offering part. I can give if there's a need in the house.
I do it. I do it. If I have it, I go to church. I'll give. That's not it. But my thing is that we forget that these churches, right, have a large number of people in the church. I was watching this Oyedepo thing that happened the other day, and I saw the number of people that were in that church. I said, even if everybody were to give 100 naira,
the church is still rich.
That's just for one Sunday.
Yeah.
That's just one. Even if it's 100 naira,
the church is rich.
No.
Yeah,
Even Pastor Oyedepo would not even allow you to give 100 naira because if they check their accounts at the end of the day,
he's just using that as an example, though. It's true. 100 naira.
He will be upset. The man will be upset because money did not come in.
You are not working. You are not carrying shovel. You are not carrying sand. You are not a bricklayer. Every Sunday.
2013, I went to Nigeria.
Go ahead.
2013, I went to Nigeria. So, one my friend writes a check of 2 million naira. 2 million naira to what's it called? To pastor. Say tight. I was looking at this idiot that day. I was looking at him like this. We wrote a check of 2 million. Imagine if like 100 people write that kind of check. How much to pastor? And most of the family, they are hungry.
Let me ask you a question. That 2 million. So how many businesses can that 2 million start?
Later, right?
If you give one person 100,000, that person will make money and start.
How many businesses can that 2 million start within that 2 million?
100,000 can start 20 businesses. You know that? 20 businesses. Wow.
It would elevate, and those businesses that are starting will hire other people.
After 2 years later, 2 years later, he has a problem. So he come to me. He said, he need 50,000, 40,000, blah blah blah. How much I can? I told him. He thought I forget that. I said, your church now, your church. I say, what happened? I said, why you not go to your Oyedepo and collect the money?
The one you donated.
You are so mean.
I did not give you that money.
It's not refundable.
The one you donated, go there and tell them to give you your money back or to borrow your money. That's how you know that they are scam. They are scammer. So a lot of people, they believe in those pastors. They have been brainwashed. There's nothing you can tell them. And if you're talking about the truth, you understand? They will be fighting you. They will fight you.
Okay. Let me quickly say something, Mr. George. So, some time ago in Houston, I used to go to Redeem for a reason that I won't mention on here. So I started going to that church. Then for some reason I lost my job in the process. And you know how churches will say if you're in trouble, you come and see the pastor, or they will have the welfare department, they will help you. I got there for them to help me for that 1 month so I can pay my rent. You know what they told me? How long have you been coming to this church? How many times have you paid your rent? I mean, have you paid your tithe?
To this church, imagine.
To this church? How many times do you pay your offering? How many times they ask me those questions. They ask me those long questions. And I look at it. I'm a member of this church. I've been coming to this church for 1 year. And I lost my job just for me to pay my rent. And you're asking me all these episodes. Now, wow. That day, I quit the church. That is the church you've been going to. You pay your tithe. You pay. And some people don't like to write their name on the envelopes. They just want to pay their tithe without writing. They want to remain anonymous.
God their name. Hey, what foolishness.
And they were telling me that they've not seen my name on their list before. I said, I don't pay my tithe. I just don't like to write my name. Even up to this day, I don't do it.
Why would you need to prove that you pay tithe in the first place, though?
That is
See, I was born. No, I grew up in a Jehovah's Witness family. My father was a Jehovah's Witness. Hold on. My father was a Jehovah's Witness. My mother was a Jehovah's Witness.
See, I am hailing you.
They were not.
Yeah, a strong man.
They joined. You understand? What I'm gonna say is that if you look at the Christian of Jehovah's Witness, right? There's no pastor that coordinates the whole church.
Yeah, true. I give them that though.
Everybody have a job. You understand? And they attend their meeting. They don't miss meeting every week. And they go out to preach. They go out, right? They preach inside the church. They don't have a pastor. There's no pastor. You sit down where other people sit down. There's no seat, front seat for pastor. No. There's nothing like tithe. You paying tithe. No. It's a voluntary contribution. Even I don't go there anymore. I don't go there anymore since my high school. But my parents still go, right? So I've learned that. I've learned those things that. So which tithe do you want me to pay now? So then, I'm not paying any tithe. I contribute. I give charity. I contribute to charity or people that are in need. That's what I do. But these days, if you see how people were worshiping pastor like God, it didn't fear me.
Hey, Joe.
It's become really. Recent. I think it was this pandemic actually helped a lot of people to wake up.
Yes.
Because people had time to slow down.
Yes.
Not being in church every day.
I mean,
they had time to actually
they will lead down for their pastor. They will lead down for their pastor, but in their home, they can't lead down for their husband in the house.
Yeah. Who said that earlier? I don't know. Was it Marigo that said that earlier?
Yeah,
that you respect pastors, but you don't respect your husband.
You don't respect your husband. Religious now. Religious destroy a lot of people.
I've dated someone before. You see that respect you just said. I dated someone before that we were in church. I asked him. I said I needed to pay for something. I said he should please complete the payment for me. Yeah, and this payment was £55, right? I said please help me complete it, so I paid for this thing. It was vital. It was my training money. He said I'll give it to you, but I don't have it now. I just left it. I went somewhere else and I got the money and I paid for my training. We got to church. They gave a prophecy and the people said, if we give you, that day was the day, see, religion, I'm done with it. They said we have to sow seed of £365, yeah? For £1 a day for insurance, life insurance.
He came out, right? He came out.
You see me outside and I no greet you, no better.
I was stood there with the mic, yeah? You know when you're the choir, you raise, I've been in church, trust me. When you raise, when the prophets are coming in to preach, to prophesy, we put on the songs like, and then you're going, and then I just had that 365.
It's crazy.
Wait now, £365. The guy that said he didn't have money came to pay the £365 insurance for a year. Wait, since they born you before you met this prophet, who has been paying your life insurance? £1 a day. Who? I was thinking, have these people lost their minds? My friend's husband, the last money in their account, the money that the government gave their kids to feed with for that week, he took the money, he insured himself. Then my friend was busy getting angry. I had to drop the mic on the altar and I went to sit down because this drama was too much. I couldn't stand there and pretend it was not drama. Then now the prophet, because I think they saw that I was really getting to want to talk now. One of the prophets now approached me. These are well-known people. If I mention their name, they know themselves. They're on my Facebook. I think one of them don't block me now because sometimes when he's talking, I say, you irritate me. He now walked up to me and said, Angel, come here. I had to stand up. There are people in the church. You can't be misbehaving. I just came to the front and he was like, I see you doing fashion. I see you doing food, blah, blah, nonsense. Things that I already know you know. What is all this kind of prophecy for? And then he said, we want you to read Psalm 40 something. I think it was 42 pounds, Psalm 40. If he gives you a Psalm, there was one man, he gave us Psalm 91. You must say, can I pay 91 pence? That day. See, they scammed the church when they left. They're Ghanaians. These are three brothers, they're Ghanaians. People who know the prophetic ministry, or people, if you follow them, you would know. They're three brothers, yeah? This thing shocked my pastor. After they left on Sunday, you don't see where pastor they gossip himself. Pastor came to the pulpit, all of you are stupid, all of you are mad. They just came to this church and scammed all of us.
Oh my God, can you just imagine that?
You know how many times I've been in a church where they say, we want you to come and sow a seed.
Yes.
$500. This seed is for your children's future, your this. I remember one time, one pastor came to the church that I used to go to, and he said that. I looked at him, and I said to myself, in my mind, I was thinking, do you realize there's some people here that cannot afford that money?
Anything. Nothing.
Because their minds are weakened. Yeah. They would think the worst of the situation that you're asking for this. So I said to myself, eventually I went to this one lady and I said, Madam, why did you go up there to a seed? I want to make sure that. I said, how dumb? This one is a little younger than me. I just went out. I said, how dumb can you possibly be? She's like, what are you saying? And she used to look up to me, and at that point I couldn't even hold it back because this is what I cared about. I said, how dumb can you possibly be? Somebody's telling you to come and sow a seed to insert seed for your children. It's God.
Brother, the last one I went.
Jesus Christ said that if you will not praise me, I will raise stones.
To praise me, to worship me.
Yes, exactly.
We are not even in the generation that killed Jesus, for God's sake. What are we fighting? What is it?
Sorry, please let me finish. That same year, this happened in January, the December of that year. This same person now came back and said, all the money that you're owing the church, all the promises that you've made that you haven't been able to make, you have to make sure you pay them before the year runs out. I looked at that lady, and she was about to get up. The look that I gave her, she got an excess of. I said, you know why I looked at you? I said, you know why I looked at you, right? She was like, but I said, you got to stop this. Look, I guess if you have excess money, please give me. I need. Maybe there's too much in your hand.
Because somebody was telling me the same thing. I told them, I said, I'm shooting movie. All this money that you are spending around, just give me money. I have projects now. I beg you.
God is not. If God would bless you according to how much you are giving the church, then a lot of us are doomed. A lot of us will not be blessed.
See, a friend of mine, Chidi, I don't know if he's here. Chidi knows what he told me one day, and we had a fight. We didn't talk for a few months because I was so angry. He says to me, Angel, with the kind of gift that you have, if I had your gift here, I would have started a church. I told him no, I wasn't giving that to start a church. Start a church for what?
Yeah.
Start a church for what?
Somebody told me the same thing. They said, Buki,
to make money. It's a business now.
Wait. Somebody told me the same thing.
Let me
Somebody
tell you
said,
something.
wait, Josh,
wait. In the US,
wait.
They have target.
Wait.
Yeah.
Somebody told me, they said, Buki, you're going to a white garment church. You know how you are. Please, open a church. Open a church. I said, for what? God did not call me to open a church. They said, no, we will back you up. You just need to be in the front, we'll be in the back. I said, me, I'm not doing any business. I'm not opening any church. Think about it.
No,
1,000 of people that open church today is because of business. They are lazy, they don't want to
work. The gift of God is freely given. Let me tell you something about the gifting. The gift will remain with you because God does not take back his gift.
That's right.
But his spirit is no longer there.
Right.
You can operate in your gift, but you're no longer with God.
That's why some people I love you too much.
I see. What I'm saying is because I am there. Look, if I go with the temptation that comes with it, there are some people that I have, ministered to sometimes. Like when it comes to me, I just say, you know what, this person is in my heart. I call. If I like, I call you. In fact, this is I don't even call people. If I see you, and I know what is needed to be done, what I do is I go in prayer to intercede. If I can't do that, if it's something that you need to hear, and it's not all that God is not a gossiper, He does not gossip. So please, when pastors are calling you, telling you God said I should tell you this, sow a seed of, look, that pastor, his spirit, it is hunger. He's talking from a place of greed and hunger. Do not do that. Because when God is talking to you about somebody, especially when He's giving you message for somebody, first and foremost, God is going to hold you accountable for that thing He's telling you. He's telling you, intercede. He did not show you to go and gossip. He does not gossip. He said you pray for this person.
I went to one neighborhood that I grew up in. Sorry, I went to one neighborhood that I grew up in. I left Nigeria over 20 years ago. So a lot of things have changed, and I try to go back every now and then. I went to one neighborhood that I grew up in. I kid you not. When I left that area, there wasn't a church in that neighborhood. It's not like a small area. It's a big area. Yeah. But when I went back there, you know how you're walking down the streets and you're hearing praise and worship from churches opposite each other.
No, that thing weakens me. No, seriously, is that not madness?
Matthew, I'm not even going to talk.
So the noise is entering the streets.
Guys, I'm not going to even talk about Nigeria this time. I was driving with my fiancé a couple of months ago, and we decided to count the church. We decided, like, okay, babe, count the church here. I'll count the church here. Both of us were counting. 1, 2, 3. We get to 81. On the same, I forgot the name of this. It's in this Chicago. I was like, Jesus Christ, church. What happened?
Okay. Sorry, your sister Angel, you're in London, Abi. You're in London.
Yes, I am.
I have 3 brothers and a sister in London, so I visit quite frequently. There was a place in, is it that Lewisham or Deptford that I went to? These churches were on top of each other. I'm not kidding you.
It is actually Deptford.
There were 4 churches on top of each other.
I know the place.
First floor, second floor. Not that they are in different.
Kilo Shele,
that place used to be factories. It used to be factories. They changed it to Nigerians and body all his own churches.
This is the funniest thing. You are going to your church. You'll be walking past other church members that are going to
that church.
My goodness.
How many God are we serving that is? How many God are in this location?
You see that place you just mentioned there? I don't even want to call them out. You see that place? It's not far from Lewisham. It's actually by Deptford. Okay. It's not far. Deptford, it's between Old Kent Road. It's under Old Kent Road, not far from Deptford.
Oh my goodness! I was like,
when you. No, that place is supposed to be a tourist center for London. For Nigeria.
I'm telling you. And they're doing praise and worship at the same time. God. You know that's the funniest thing. They'll not schedule it that everything is at the same time. There's praise and worship. Even God will be saying, people, what is wrong with it? Even God is, I'm sure God is looking at us and saying, are you these people?
Look at these fools.
Who are these ones worshiping like this?
No, this place is actually talking about, that's the highlight of our country. This place is just, I can't believe you even just mentioned it. I've been thinking about it for years.
I traveled to London a lot. Deptford, I'll never forget. My brother took me and said, when I got it, and they'll have their banners in the front.
Everybody has banners in the building. It's supposed to be factories. That place is supposed to be factories. For what?
When I got there, I said, which one are we going to? How can you say which church? He said, it's the second one upstairs. We now went there. On our way there, there are some people coming from upstairs. Some ushers, they had like, they had one of them.
There's even one of the buildings here. There's one of the buildings. It's upstairs and downstairs. One church is upstairs. It's Redeemed. Then they have Cherubim. And they have, I think, another.
Same building. See, I'm not saying it's different. I'm not different. It is on top of each other.
Same building.
On top of each other. It's like I'm living on the first floor, you're on the second floor. The same.
My head they pain me. I swear, I don't know what I said.
Who are we serving? What kind of God are we serving?
I don't know. No, if you're an unbeliever, this place you're talking about, if you're an unbeliever, if you get there, you will not like religion. You just leave it.
How many denominations? Let me ask you guys this.
Especially in Nigeria.
How many denominations are there in the Christian church?
They are funny.
How many denominations do you think there are in the Christian church?
In the Christian church right now, I think we're getting into thousands right now. We're not supposed to have denominations. We're not supposed to have denomination in the first place.
Anglican, Baptist, oh God.
Kerubu and Seraphim, Celestial Church of Christ. Even okay, let me quickly bring this up. I was discussing this with somebody. Even in Kerubu and Seraphim, they have different denominations under Kerubu and Seraphim. Kerubu and Seraphim Trinity, Kerubu and Seraphim Agbojesu, Kerubu and Seraphim Ayoni, Kerubu and Seraphim Etana, Kerubu and Seraphim.
It's too much.
See, one denomination now, 20 have broken out. So imagine, right now, who are we really serving? Are we really, really serving this God? Because God hasn't changed all this while. He is still God. How come we now give him different titles, different things that he doesn't even understand? I'm thinking, you know what? One thing I said to somebody one time, I said, God has a sense of humor. That is why I love sense of humor. I love people's sense of humor. I said, God has a sense of humor because sometimes the things he shows me, I keep it up, I sit down and I laugh. You wouldn't know the joke. Nobody knows the joke around me. I'll just be laughing.
Can I tell you something?
He has a sense of humor. I said, the God that just sat down one day. I said, no, if you want to have a laugh with God, just look at chimpanzee, look at yourself, and then look at something.
Let me make you laugh.
You will just know he has a sense of humor.
Different denomination of churches. They look at each other as if they are not serving the same God. What do I mean by that? Yeah. What church you go to? Redeem. I go to Winners. Money, hello, I don't do all those. I'm like, are you joking? Wait, sorry, the God that you are serving.
Don't play with the things of the Holy Ghost. I'm warning you. I better go one or two.
It's true now.
Seriously.
And when we say we're serving the same God, but yeah, you hear that I'm Winners, and the pride is not even in God anymore. It's more of the denomination of churches that are from.
Denomination where you go to, how rich your church is, how big your church is, what kind of church do you go? Are they celebrities coming to the church? You watch
let God save us. I mean, understand churches.
Look, at the end of the day,
it's so crazy.
Yes. That is why I like the fact that it says salvation. Salvation is your own race that you have to run it alone.
It's personal.
Yeah, it's a very personal journey.
Yes.
Very
but
extremely personal journey.
Do you believe that most of these so-called men of God, once they realize that these members find who they are in Christ, they get upset with you.
I found the devil with that.
They get upset at
They won't mess with you. They will not mess with you.
No, they first and foremost they will witch hunt you, or they will start marginalizing you out of the church.
They will hate
of course,
you. I know. They can
that has happened to me before. I confronted the man of God and I said,
you are watching devil. You are this, you are that.
I said, sir, what you just did right now is unholy, it's ungodly. Why do you know who you're talking to? I said, I'm talking to you. Yeah, I'm looking at you now. What you just did?
You know who you're talking to is God. You are talking to God. You are talking to God. God lawyer.
No, and you say such a thing to me. Don't you know what? I said, sir, I get it that you are a pastor of this church, right?
But this is not physical now. We're talking in the physical.
Yeah. Yes, I said you are the pastor of this church, but you don't determine my relationship with God. But what you just did
what's your problem? Don't let Holy Ghost fire you guys. Holy Ghost, they fire people. Hey. Now you see where you contradict yourself. You see why you're contradicting yourself.
Holy Ghost and fire. Oh my God.
Now one of them that they be brainwashed.
No, how can Holy Ghost fire you guys? Seriously?
Holy Ghost is a fire faster. He's a firefighter.
Oh
Holy Ghost is a firefighter.
It's true.
Don't come and spoil business for us. I'm planning and opening a church. I'm a pastor.
Please invite me on the day you open your church. Invite me, I will come.
So let me tell you something.
I will come.
If you want to make money now, do business in Nigeria. Don't do that business here because you will not make money here. But if you want to make money, go to Nigeria, look for a big land, build a church there, put one pastor there. Man, delivering to you every month. Wow. You are making a lot of money.
People have forgotten something. You know what people have forgotten? A lot of people that see that, I always say this, that if this is how God operates, I said, if this is how God operates, unbelievers should be very poor. Unbelievers should be very poor.
Should be very poor. We the one in the Lord should be very rich. That is it. Yeah.
If that's how God truly operates, that means look. When I always say this.
Yeah.
When I look at
when they know that you have
Mr. George, 1 second.
Abroad. Sorry. Yeah.
When you look at the miracles that Christ did in the Bible, every miracle that he did, there was labor tied to it. What do I mean by that? When he was on the boat with the disciples and they couldn't catch any fish, he told them that cast your net on this side,
yeah.
Abi, and they did. He required them to cast the net.
He didn't tell them just sit down. The fish were down
the eyes of that blind man. Exactly. That's what Nigerians. That's what they think miracle is. Okay. They sit down in their boat and the fish should just jump inside the boat.
Bro, let me tell you, I did that
foolishness. The eyes of that man.
They said they're doing. You know when they were doing. I don't know if you guys have heard about that miracle. It started in our church and it's good to learn out of ignorance. They said they're doing. You know, miracle money. You know when your bank account money will just come in. So they now said everybody bring out your bank account. I've not recovered from that line. They now said bring out your bank card and pray over it. If you don't have money, just pray with faith. Money will come. People were testifying. This thing happened like, oh boy, why am I not getting the day I found out the scam, I was this day old when I found out the scam. It was a scam.
Oh my God. In the church of God.
Pastors, they will put money into your account.
Oh, you have it. I'm sorry.
Miraculously, and then they will take their money back later.
I have quick story to tell you. I went to India. India, Asia country, one point in time. 2008, 2009. So I decided to leave Yankee. I was tired. I just wanted to go somewhere. So I traveled. I have friends over there. So I got there. So I started going to this Redeemed church that my friends were going to.
And there's Redeemed in India.
Oh, excuse me.
There's Redeemed everywhere.
Wait now.
It's only moon.
Wait. So when I left, yeah. What did he say?
Go on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, go on.
So I started going to the church because I was going to be there for like 3 months. So I needed to go to the church. So my friends over there were going to that Redeemed church. I didn't know the man of God was doing cocaine. I didn't know. I was going to church like an innocent girl. I have to bring this up. So I was going. So one day, I saw, and my younger brother, our last born at home, wanted to travel, but he wanted to go to school. So I decided to put him in a school over there. I was paying for everything. So suddenly, my brother called me, Mommy, Auntie me, do you know that our pastor, they came to pick him up? I said, Pastor, so. He said, yes. He said, why? He said, they are doing drugs. I said, how come? And you know what the pastor said? Allowance that one redeem, they come and send it. See one, send it, someone. And they have to do something.
You know, remit share all time. It was being busy.
So I'm not saying anything. So I'm done. I was like, what? So what now? The thing is that, let me quickly say this. The thing is that they were giving them money, allowance. Some pastors are now boycotting the allowance and putting it in their own pockets. Or what are your missionaries? What do they call them? Other countries who want any challenges, they are not sending it to them, and these people have to do something. And they believe that this so-called their God forgive me, this their GO command them to go to a country, and he's not looking back and say, okay, I want to run loss be by. She won't run JJ, she won't run one lesson, she won't go okay. To the point that the man is in jail now. A pastor.
You know, this religion thing, that's why I have decided to worship God the way the way He leads me. Because one thing that people do is we're too busy listening to the outside of ourselves that we don't work with the inside of ourselves. God is inside of you. He speaks to you. Just like He will speak to me, He will speak to you.
Right.
And one thing that I will tell you, before a man of God, like people understand them, before they speak to you, God actually shows you what they're saying. And always, see, this is where the discerning spirit works. when they're telling you the truth, because that is where the Holy Spirit comes in and
Right.
say, yes, what I'm saying is the truth. He would have given you messages. I am telling you, it's either he gives you in dreams. People need to pay attention. He either you and this your dogs, you don't start. Now you make girlfriend go run, leave you now. They don't agree to follow you. They say get dog.
Berlin is asking, where is the dog? Listen, go and sit down. Berlin is asking, where is the dog?
So yeah, you need to pay attention. If you pay attention enough, God speaks to you every day. True, it could be your food. You could just open your fridge. I am telling you, God is speaking to you through something. Pay attention. That's all you need. Just pay attention. Be alert. You will hear him speak. It is not, your life is in not one person in this world. Your life is not there in their hands. They can only intercede for you.
I heard that statement that your people usually make. That man of God. Who is the man of devil? Say me, I be man of devil.
I am down, baby girl.
Man of God.
I am down. No, this kind of subject will fire me
man
up.
of God.
Belly, no, my sister is saying, calm down, Angel. No, the thing is, I get fired up when I'm passionate. I'm passionate speaker. Sorry, I go like that. I'm not angry. That's how I talk. I'm sorry. I am not sorry, really. That's how I'm created. That's how I talk.
I want to say this to everybody that is online today. I don't want to take much of our time, even though I'm enjoying this conversation. And I really, really, really do, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate every one of you that post your comments. Remember, your comments, I'm recording everything. I'm going to respond back later on, maybe on my Facebook. I will mention your name, I will tag you, and so you know that you are appreciated. But remember, everything we discuss here is for us to educate ourselves. Everything we discuss here is to help and uplift ourselves. In any way, I want to say this. I always like to say this. If we, in group that we have been on this live today, we have offended anyone, we are deeply sorry. We are human beings. We are not Holy Ghosts. We are just doing what we are meant to do. And we are here to, help each other, to educate each other in a way that I might not know some things, and Princess Angel might know some things, and he will be able to teach me those things. She live on the other side of the world, while I live on this side of the world. Her experience is totally different from mine, and my experience is totally different from hers. So the things that she has seen, she can teach me, and I'll be able to learn. So to say, as Mr. Josh, to Mayegun, Matthew, and Mr. Yemi, and the rest of the people that have joined today, I want to say thank you. God bless you.
You're welcome.
This is good conversation. Please remember, please don't be gullible. We are all men and women of God. We are gifted in different ways. Try to know who you are. Try to read your Bible more. Try to have, what do you call that thing? Try to have relationship with your own God. Try to know that God is there for everybody, not for one man of God, for everybody.
One man of God.
So, by that saying, you will be able to know where you belong. Please don't be gullible anymore. Thank you so much for all your comments. Thank you so much for your time. For those of you in Nigeria, you are highly basky. You are highly appreciated. And I really, I'm sorry that I didn't give a lot of people a chance to come on board today. But this is how I do it every Saturday and Sunday. On Sunday, I'm always fully regaliated in my church clothes, and I bring people in to talk about. We talk about pastors, actually. I love to talk about pastor when I'm in my own church thing, because that's when I want people to know that, I go to a church where people criticize a lot, and I still want them to know that I belong to everybody. We are supposed to love each other. So tomorrow you will see me again, but thank you, Angel. You are highly appreciated. It's my first time meeting you.
Angel is from Sambisa.
Oh my God.
She's from Sambisa.
Also, I see Brown Sugar. Thank you so much. That big mommy that came on board the other time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Gonna call
everybody that was offended today, sorry, make una no vex.
No vex. So we are here to help each other.
No vex. That is how me I talk. I'm very, very hyper when I speak. Yeah, I'm passionate.
Me
so
too.
make una no vex.
So thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Josh. I really appreciate everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow, hopefully by the grace of God. Thank you. Till next time. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you.
I'm not removing anything. Bye, Josh.
Baba ni baba mio.
Baba ni baba mio.
Bí mo ti fi Jésù pé, bí mo ti fi Jésù pé, bí mo ti fi Jésù pé, ojú bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
Bí mo ti fi Jésù pé, bí mo ti fi Jésù pé, bí mo ti fi Jésù pé, ojú bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
Bí mo ti fi Jésù pé, bí mo ti fi Jésù pé, bí mo ti fi Jésù pé, ojú bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
Bí mo ti fi Jésù pé, bí mo ti fi Jésù pé, bí mo ti fi Jésù pé, ojú bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
You are God. You are not just big God. You are not just larger. You are a great God. Come on, sing. You are big, 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 big. Jesus. Jesus.